Dive.
Oh no! How does he sing die? Where is he sing? He's saying on the flank. He's saying underneath. You see him, guys? You guys can't even see him. He's saying is right here.
I wonder if they were worried about this.
He just walks into a mine. He just walks into a mine. I want to see it. Let's have a nice chat. Now I'm gonna do this only once, and I am gonna do my absolute darndest to not sit here like a man-child, which is hard for me, and complain. Okay? I'm gonna do my best because I think like it's not productive. It's not worth my time. Okay. But I am so frustrated that I have to sit here and watch a YouTube video with Epic Pen like a peasant because the replay viewer that has been in the game for what, 4 years now is just mysteriously disappeared. And the problem is not that, you know, the replay viewer isn't available. The problem isn't the fact that, you know, there's a reason why. We don't know anything. We don't know why it's not available. We don't know if it's going to be available. We don't know when it's going to be available. We've had zero communication. I don't know if it's correlated to Overwatch 2. I don't know if it's correlated with this whole dynamic guessing game of, oh, Overwatch League teams would look bad. I can tell you guys this. Overwatch League teams and teams in the Pro-Am were the only ones with access to the replay viewer. I can also tell you this. You guys aren't going to believe this. That Overwatch League teams with the replay viewer are not allowed to use the replay viewer for content outside of short first-person highlight reels. They're not even allowed to go first-person POV analyzing their own gameplay. If freaking Magic Mateball, in the best game of his life up to this point, beating the San Francisco Shock, wanted to go on YouTube and live Twitch him and show off all his crazy plays and, you know, this is how we beat them, and this, he couldn't legally do it. It's not allowed, and nobody knows why. Nobody knows. You can't even do it. Anything that's third person or even remotely resembles analytical content is not allowed by the Overwatch League, and nobody knows why. So it's not just I don't have access to replay viewer. You might as well not even have access to replay viewer for content, even if you are one of the teams. And we have no ETAs when it's going to be publicly available whatsoever. And the best part about it is I got confirmation that this was the case last season. And some of you guys are like, well, but wait, didn't you do a grand finals analysis? Didn't Custa do a lot of like player PO? Yes, we did. I had no idea. I'm breaking the law. I'm a lawbreaker. Lock me up, chat. I had no idea. Nobody told me. It's still on YouTube. So not only do we communicate things, they don't even enforce the rules. Nobody even knows what's going on. Is it allowed? You had an Overwatch League employee, not just me working for the London Spitfire, an Overwatch League employee doing POV analysis illegally. Lock Custa up! Put the man in chains! Do not let him see the sunlight! Fine the man! It's just, you can't make this up, y'all. What is going on? Just tell me, hey guys, we have like some legal stuff like shmam going on behind the scenes. We can't release it now. Look, I don't even care if they're like, we can't explain to you right now like what's going on, this legal stuff, but this is, we'll let you know when we have ETA. There's nothing, we don't know, nobody knows. You gave us one of the coolest tools and you just take it away and you say nothing, no ETA, nothing. Screw you, man. We're trying to make the league is struggling. You're using capitalist drive. One of the nice things about capitalism is that I want to make content because I enjoy it and people want to watch it. And I'm helping you, Overwatch League, by building hype and interest in the league. But no, screw me and screw you. And nobody even knows what's going on. Do you have a license for that, replay viewer, sir? Good gosh, man, you can't make this stuff up. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. If you've got bad news for me, fine, tell me. Tell me why. Or tell me to shut up and trust you, but this is just the way it has to be for right now. And we'll let you know as soon as we can. I get nothing. Nobody gets nothing. Nothing. So frustrating to me, guys. It's so much worse. Do we want to know how Proper played this game? Do you want to see the crazy Proper clutch? What was it, the next game after this? Where he literally wins in the fight? Sucks to suck. You'll never know. No, you're never going to see it. See ya. Peace. Go watch CDL. Or whatever this stupid Call of Duty. This isn't even shooting yourself in the foot. It's like taking a jackhammer going, it doesn't even clap, like that shooting your foot isn't extreme enough. Okay, anyway, no more. Let's just enjoy the fact that we have this, and we'll focus on analyzing this as best as we can and learn as much as we can. For those of you guys that don't know, I don't like using these scouting reports to like bash on the teams. I like learning from them. I like trying to figure out what Shock did well, what Shock did poorly, what Trick Room did well, what Trick Room did poorly. Let's just learn from this, okay? Let's enjoy this whole process as best as we possibly can. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now that I am a Bastion hater. Now, Bastion may work against lesser coordinated teams. Bastion may be good, and I'm just stupid. And it's just where like I'm just sleeping on the Bastion, right? But I think that Bastion is a noob stomper. I think Bastion is we're going to win the core war really, really hard. And if you're not very good at taking angles and having your tank survive, then we're going to beat the ever-living crap out of you. But in a game of space, a hero that cannot take angles, that has no mobility and no range with which to speak of, and is extremely tempo reliant, I think it's bad. I just don't think Bastion is good. So Pummy might be the world's best Bastion and makes it work. Shock might be struggling. Maybe Trick Room found out a way to make it work. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am aware that this match happened. I think I caught the last team fight, but I have not seen this game. 90% of it I've not seen. So, yeah, how's my UI looking? Oh, yeah, so my UI is garbage. My stupid, fat, ugly face needs to move. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We will do this. No. I hate it. No, stop. There. No. Why? No. There. Face cam. Yeah. Now I'm going to cover over health bars. Dang it. How about like here? Here? And then there? Just out of the way of the ults, right? Okay. This okay?
More of a spammy brawl from the Shock where they do.
Okay, so this is how this comp beats this comp. And then we're going to talk about how this comp beats this comp. This comp, you just need to compare hero to hero. Hero to hero doesn't matter. Ram to Rhine, I'm going to be a little bit spicy and just say it doesn't matter. It does matter. Ram is a little bit more tempo-oriented in terms of Ram has cycles where he's strong, cycles when he's weak. Rhine's a little bit more consistent. But just for this discussion, let's say that this doesn't matter as much. This doesn't matter as much. This also does not matter as much. It definitely does matter, but they're not as extreme examples, okay? The big contenders for the adjustments is this, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Tracer to Bastion, Hanzo to Mei. I mean, it can't get much different. So the big way that Shock win, and you guys chime in on this one as well, is you're going to have people take angles. That's my favorite word. Take angles when you're playing Hanzo Tracer, longer sightlines, deeper flanks, and try to synchronize your pressure at around the same time. So you will lose the short, tight sightline brawl in one little area 10 out of 10 times versus this comp. There just isn't a better comp in the entire game. You couldn't there's not a single hero better at the short range brawl and a burst than there is. Even Reaper, not as good as Bastion with the turret. All right, so you have to take angles. And the other thing you have to do as well is, if we're talking about tempo, this composition is going to be hyper strong in the first during a very brief window. It doesn't mean immediately, it doesn't mean that they have to play fast, but when they do commit with wall or turret form, they are so strong. This comp is a little bit tempo oriented as well. Nemesis form, nade, but less so than this comp. So the big thing for Shock, to keep it simple, is you're going to need to try and bait turret form and wall, survive it with your Nemesis form, shield, E, blocking, nade, sleep dart, whatever, and then be putting up constant and consistent pressure from your offense, because if this play doesn't get a lot of value, a kill, space, angles, whatever, if it doesn't get a lot of value, this cooldown trade right here, this comp will win. Okay? So take angles, don't immediately die to Bastion form, and you win. Assuming nothing else happens. There's obviously other factors. You could hit an icicle, you could hit a fire strike, stuff happens, but that's the general consensus. So what I imagine is on this map, you guys probably don't recognize the map, but you will briefly, is this comp will 100% control this space because they're going to get there fast and they're going to wall and they're going to control the space here. So what this comp needs to do is you need to take angles, maybe your Ram here, Bap here, Hanzo probably kind of look for opportunities to swing wide here. Tracer probably controlling from this space here. Just taking small off angles. I'm going to have the comms on the background, but I don't want two people talking at once, so I'm going to keep it quiet. So there you can see it. Already the angles being taken. Poking with Ram, poking with Tracer, poking with Hanzo. Now, the first thing I will say is I don't love Proper's positioning on Hanzo. I know that there is a concern about going too aggressively, but I want to see Proper to try and take a more aggressive position if he can. I would not even be mad if Proper actually swung out. Let's get a better overhead here because of replay viewer. Proper swung out towards coast where there's a nice light open sightline here, and look for a sightline down here with his Tracer. He's not rushable from that position. He's not wallable from that position.
On these flanks, if not, he's going to get easy access to Hanbei, and it's going to be over. So there's a huge amount of weight on this young player's shoulders.
Tracer positioning is good though. Ram positioning is good. Backline positioning is good.
We're telling me that Trick Room's brawl is also equally as strong,
and there's Trick Room on point. Now, as soon as Trick Room goes to point, the problem with this composition here is the fact that, do you see the problem here? You see the problem here? By being on point, they have now forfeited the off angles. Now, they can do one play. They can wall up and then rush these guys, which is what I'm a little bit concerned about. The other problem here for Shock is I don't like Proper rotating. I want Proper sitting right here with Ana, holding this corner here, and Lucio with Max here, Tracer deepening this way. I don't like Proper rotating with his team. Proper needs to establish an off angle. He needs to sit in main and then create a crossfire from this direction here. Significantly increase his pressure and keep him safe. You can also see that he doesn't have a sightline from his positioning. Do you see this? This is a problem.
one of the most difficult tanks to master. It's a quick tap. Surprised that Shock didn't want to have
They rotate out. There's the turret form. They keep wall, though, so that's really important from Trick Room. They only use the turret form. There's the aggression. They're trying to push at the same time. But again, I do not like Proper's positioning because Proper, once again, then rotates back to top instead of sitting on main and peppering. I'm trying to get you guys a good, like, coming across this way while Ramattra's pushing this way and even Tracer coming from this way. That would be a better setup. They do a great job playing around Bastion form. I don't think we needed to force Nemesis immediately, though. So the only time you should use Nemesis is if you're actually closing the distance, and Max is not closing the distance. Max is just spamming. So, like, right here, we just need to walk and spam. We should not be popping Nemesis form. We're not in a position, nor do we need to commit. So just shooting here would have been fine. Again, I don't like Proper's positioning. Proper is very stacked. That gives them an opportunity to use their thing, the turret form. Proper, again, still stacked here. I don't like this. I would so much rather prefer a different off angle there. That being said, the Tracer angle, the Ramattra angle, and even if it is the Hunter angle, is really, really good. So, okay. I don't know how Shock loses this, guys. Do they win this run? I just don't understand how this composition can work. Even though, like, Shock just doesn't play it that well, even then, it's still, like... So, we get a little greedy. There's a really... Okay, so you guys can see Proper's angle here. Check it out. So, Max is too greedy. But, do you see the Hanzo fire from here? This is delightful right here. The Ram is just trying to put out pressure and not get run over. That is one, I guess, small benefit out of the Ram, is I could see a Ram surviving a Bastion cycle easier than a Reinhardt. Because Ram has his power block. And unless you get pinned, then your power block is going to defend better than a Rein Shield for longer. But this is a decent setup from Shock. The Tracer setup is good. The Hanzo setup is good. The Ram is a little bit too aggressive. But this is still pretty decent here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just... They force them in so... They have to chase so hard. How do Shock... How? Somebody tell me. Because look. Even though Max positions a little bit aggressively... Look at how much damage Pummy is taking as they're walking. Oh, the lamp, the lamp and beat are forced just to get on top of Max, who just blocks. Meanwhile, Tracer and Hanzo have every off angle, and it's just murder. Like, there's actually not a lot to analyze here, guys. Like, they just rush down an off angle and they get destroyed. Now, what Trick Room could have done better here? Why didn't Trick Room engage from far side to avoid Hanzo crossfire? That's an interesting idea, and I was about to propose something similar to that. So you're asking, why don't they just kind of come here and come in this way to avoid crossfire? Not a bad idea. If you were to play a composition like this, this is exactly what you would need to do. What you need to do is you'd either stop here, shoot Tracer, force Heesang out, then push. Now that might mean that you miss the opportunity to push on Max, but you know, that happens. Or you would need to rotate in a way to avoid the Hanzo crossfire or avoid the crossfire entirely. So what you do is you do the exact same thing, but you rotate from here. And then you could even clear high ground, and then you reduce the number of angles that Shock could take. Now, Shock could then just rotate and take a different angle, but it forced them to be dynamic and adjust, whereas Trick Room just run it down mid. Shock is already set up for this push ahead of time. You see this? Yeah, going after the Ram when they're already set up for it is almost impossible. Like it just doesn't work very, very well. So what Trick Room needed to do is rotate from a different position or clear Tracer, then push. But again, you're limited with options of clearing space and angles when you're running Bastion. So I will definitely, if you guys have ideas or questions about what Trick Room could have done better, I will absolutely give you my opinion. But we're working with I just don't think the comp is that good. I just think that's why this comp isn't very good, is because there's limited options with what you can do. So Pummy goes Cass. I honestly feel like this is a little early from Heesang. I think Heeseng should have been a little bit more patient here. But sure, I mean, again, like they just walk into a crossfire. I mean, look at the off angles that they have. Look at the positioning that it's a game of positioning, guys. It's not that deep. So I know I'm like blazing through this, but surely there's gonna be a lot more interesting stuff to analyze later. I want to see the fights where Trick Room wins. You know, how do you win? Maybe they got too confident because they had beat. You're probably right there. They're thinking, okay, we've got beat. We can just cheat and run down the ramp, right? But, you know, obviously that didn't work out so well. It's known as cheating. That's what not known as cheating. That's what I like to call cheating, where you either do your homework, you clear space, you control space, or you cheat because you have a lot of ultimates and you just run them over. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. With versus a Ram, it's a lot harder to cheat because if he just pops Nemesis and, right? You can't kill anybody fast enough.
That's bloody brutal, Lemon.
Now let's think about ults here. So they're probably going to end up on point, and they're probably going to do something similar that they've already done. Is probably just Shatter may beat whatever, or beat, back window, the Ram, and just try and run over the Ram. Because I don't know what else you can reach with your comp. I think Hanzo, Tracer, too far away. Maybe you could catch the Ana, but that would take a pretty sick, sexy rotate that I don't know if you have time to do with 90%. Kind of like what we were talking about earlier, rotate like that. I don't know if you have time to do that. So you're probably going to try and throw the kitchen sink at max. But the problem is that Shock should be equipped to deal with that with Sleep, Nade, Nano, and Beat. And then meanwhile, you have no sustain from the Hanzo angle, from the Tracer angle, right? Cheers, Saber. So you're probably going to go force point for Blizzard, but even then, I don't know if you're going to be able to get the kill with a defensive Nano and a Beat. And even if you do get the kill, like let's say they just choose to Nano Heeseng instead. I mean, heck, even Nano Hanzo, right? You might just die, even though you get the kill on max. Ah, jeez. That's it, right? Okay, so I didn't even know they won the first round, but shocker. Now, I will say, if you guys remember our Atlanta versus Shock analysis, Atlanta won playing Ana Zen on this map. And of the 3 maps, this one is probably the friendliest to more ranged comps, I think. I don't think that's too spicy to say. This one is pretty friendly as well, but there is more opportunity to like clear high grounds with the short brawly comp. And the third point is definitely a lot harder to play what Shock is playing because of how tight the next one is. So let's see. So I assume my prediction here is that Trick Room is going to win the fight for high ground. They should win the fight for high ground. So what that means from Shock is, can Ram set up here on this corner where he can't get Maywalled? Ana somewhere here, or even where Ram is right now. Lucio can speed Ram control here. Hanzo plays, Proper needs to be playing back here and crossfiring up onto the high ground, right? From back there. And then Tracer can either set up for behind, pressure from behind, or once point unlocks, just pressure point. And then once somebody drops to point, then Shock, being the more ranged mobile comp, can either ignore him point and then go here, or they can pressure whoever's on point. What Shock can't do is they can't match them toe-to-toe in this little area here. They'll get completely smoked.
Down to a lot of pulse bombs.
Brawl returns for that high ground control and
They need to be really careful about how close they play. This is good. I don't see where Proper is, but I want Proper. Now, okay, let's actually talk about this. What could Trick Room do? Because we talked about how Shock could play it, right? And again, big comp diff here, right? But if I'm Trick Room here, I want Trick Room to actually go, oh crap, we can't chase these guys on here, we're gonna get crossfired. Let's rotate all the way around and see, and just completely rotate the map with like speed and see if we can catch this Ana from behind. See if we can catch up with Proper from behind. You know what I'm saying? Just clear the space. You could do that, or you could just sit patiently on high ground, drop your Mei to point, and then try and look for a push once point unlocks through here, maybe. It's just, your options are so limited.
On the Bastion,
especially with the Bastion.
Tank configuration.
Don't push, don't push, don't push, don't push. Oh! No, 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 no. Just because they've used Bastion form, like, you could tell Max has either been coached or has the idea of they use turret form, I push. And not just I push, but like I actually use my Nemesis form to walk in and kill. But they haven't used Maywall yet. They haven't used Rhine Charge. Our Hanzo is on a flank. My Tracer, I believe, is also on a flank. It looks like Tracer. Okay, Tracer is on the backline, so that's good at least. I don't think this is smart. I think if Max gets walled right now and Infekted pins, I don't care if they have Bastion ult or not. Hanzo doesn't have an angle. Ana doesn't have an angle. Max dies. So Max has this like trigger. I see Bastion turret form. I push in, whether it makes sense for him to do so or not. You guys saw that the previous round too, the first round, right? Where he actually just committed his Nemesis form when he just needed to keep. He actually would have done more if he just shot and just played his Omni form. And the reason why this is a mistake is even if he doesn't get punished for this, it means he doesn't have his Nemesis form for when if they push him and really commit later, because it's a defensive cooldown, right? But yeah, you can see the problem here. Like, point is now unlocked. Tracer should be on point. Yeah, Tracer's on point. I don't know where Proper is. Proper should probably honestly be playing somewhere back here and just spamming down this choke or controlling the sightline here. But I'm concerned because Max doesn't have his Nemesis form. And so it should be impossible for them to run him down here without dying. But because he doesn't have his Nemesis form, it might work. Hey, Poppy. Yeah, Magic Mateball tries to get behind him. Okay, so then they drop the point. Now we walk high ground. Yeah, this is... I mean, this is a good setup, guys. This is good from Shock. How do Shock lose this? This is perfect. They've dropped to the floor. He's saying contests. Finn angle, Proper angle. They've dropped, so now Ram Lucio chase. This is where I would have liked to have had a Nemesis for him, though. He should die. Oh, no. We mess up the Nemesis for him. Oh, no. No, Max. No. Okay. First off, it really sucks that Heesang gets his recall forced here. I don't know whether we blame ping or what, but he gets hit by a fire strike. That's going to force an early recall. So that really limits his ability to stall point. So that sucks. Okay. He also needs to stop peeking. Like, Heesang keeps peeking here. Like, after his recall gets forced to try and do damage, but he's still half HP. He needs to chill. Okay? So that sucks. Second thing that sucks. Vindame drops. Doesn't really do a whole lot. I don't know what Vindame is doing. I don't know why he's here. Vindame should be on high ground. The major problem here is Max drops to stall when we should be trusting Heesang. Max needs to stand right here with his staff and with Lucio pocket and just burn and shoot and burn and shoot and burn. He does not have his Nemesis form. He cannot get into melee range into this composition. He got booped? No way. Really? He did, but it looks like he embraced it. He kind of like rode with it. Or am I smoking something, chat? The other thing too is this is why Vindame needs to be with him, so that you can counter boop the boop. You get your Ramattra and Lucio here, and you just spam where your Tracer stalls, where Proper stalls with your Ana angle. Shock win this fight. Good catch, though. You can't do this. Max doesn't have his Nemesis form. He wasted it because he almost got the kill on BAP. Unfortunate. Go next. Hold the high ground and just spam. Take angles. Spam. Tracer controls point. Lucio controls point. Shoot the backline. These guys die. They do not have lamp. The nade just forced lamp. These guys die. Or they have to play so far back that then Infekted actually dies to Tracer on a Hanzo. because he can't do anything.
Go for the capture.
I don't know why Max drops. The advantages of their composition have completely evaporated when you give up. You actually won the map and then literally just gave it away. Allows Trick Room to create a brawl scenario without high ground, right? And no angles too, right? Because now Proper doesn't even have an angle anymore, right? Like we don't even have an angle anymore. Everybody's all kind of humped up in this, just like we could draw a giant breadstick around the entirety of Shock's comp, right? There's nobody here, there's nobody up here, there's nobody over here. They're just that's it. Freaking Pummies! Your Bastion's on the flank! Your Bastion's on the flank. If your Bastion's on the flank, you've done something wrong. I'm not gonna lie to you. Max should die for this. Sayonara. And even then he still gets a kill on boat. That's crazy. You should be never, ever. That's a great stick. Holy crap, Pummy. Leave some for the rest of us, son. Look at this, y'all. Look at that stick. Woo! That's actually really well done. I mean, that's a great job by Trick Room, y'all. That's a great job by Pummy to take this flank. Great recognition of Max's mistake, and it's a punish. But if you're losing map control to a Bastion, you messed up.
Proper, not done fighting just yet though. There's still enough healing from Vindam to take these Proper, not done fighting just yet though. There's still enough healing from Vindam to take these.
That's wild.
Look at the surrounds. Infekted can't shield everything himself. And so San Francisco Shock, this is literally
Proper's doing his absolute best to compensate for Max's strollage. And they went through angles.
San Francisco Shock say we refuse to yield.
Wild.
Trick Room for that can be.
Here comes the retake. So, how would you retake this as Trick Room, y'all? Think about it. How would you make this work? Because you know what they're gonna do setup wise. It's gonna be something similar to last time. Max assumedly is not gonna troll like he did last time. So how do you bait it? And again, I know we're operating at a disadvantage here. Like I just don't think realistically, if both comps play correctly, that Trick Room's gonna win it. But I'm not doing Vegas anymore, guys. I'm not reviewing Vegas. It's just there's just nothing to learn. Vegas needs to get their crap together. I'm not beating up on somebody who's already done. I've been in that position before. It's push high ground and speed in the backline, right? So the reason why we push high ground isn't just, oh, we can get on the backline, but also if we clear high ground, we get rid of the high ground off angles that were a problem for us, or could have been, or should have been a problem for us earlier, right? So if you go here, Max will have to run away, Vindam will have to run away, maybe they'll have to drop, you know, and then from there we can force our brawl scenario on point easier without having to worry about getting shot in the back immediately, right? So what I don't want to see is this. I do want to see this, and then maybe deeper, right, depending on the situation. Vegas versus London. No, I don't, like, honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. London played horrible. Vegas definitely played better, but London looked just absolutely awful. I'd be sitting half the VOD making grunting noises and just chortling, and there's just nothing to learn from that. I don't, like, toilet bowls are fun to watch, but it's not fun analysis. We don't learn a lot. There's not a lot of interesting discussion. This one is definitely more toilet bowl-y, but this is like the extreme version. And also, I haven't beat up on Shock yet, so yeah. Who keeps ceasing in check here? May, Lucio. Usually Lucio. May can pre-fire on him a lot. The Tracer Hanzo is just amazing at taking space. Like, you could take any, like, the Hanzo just plays on, and any position is basically untouchable on a map that's this open sightlined, and Tracer can take all the flanks. This comp should never be able to take any angle or split ever without getting murdered by the Tracer Hanzo. Pretty much, Greg. Pretty much, Greg, yeah. And I feel at this point in time, we've already hammered on Vegas. I've already hammered a little bit on London as well, whose Brawl Mirror did not look good. But I don't want to know. I mean, London's a fine team. They just have had a slow start, that's all. And they looked a lot better versus Saints. They looked a lot better. But versus Vegas, it was ugly. It was ugly Overwatch. Really ugly Overwatch. They're better than that. They looked okay, this is a mistake. Now, I think they should have grouped up, dropped window, rotated, and then done what they just did. But I want you guys to tell me, what's the plan here from Trick Room? What's the plan? They're doing this on purpose. It's not a great plan, but the idea is respectable. Because map controls everything, right? They all go to point, they die. Force point, and they want Shock to drop on May Ryan, maybe. Bait Max. Yes. Yes. So they are trying to bait Max or bait, even just use Infekted Boat as bait. Boat is bait. And then this guy's going to BAP window. Set up a crossfire. You see it? Now the reason why I don't think this should work is that these guys still have high ground. And this guy still has an off angle, right? And Proper's still somewhere down here, you know? So I don't think this is going to work too well. But yeah. No, I don't think that they're not trying to cheat. Cheating to me is trying to force a brawl without clearing space. They're not trying to force a brawl. They're trying to bait somebody on point and then set up a crossfire sneaky, you know? I just don't think it would work so well. I think what's probably, what if you played this one well, Shock would send He Sang to point, get pocketed by Ana, ram Lucio, and maybe a Hanzo, just completely obliterate these guys up here. And there's nothing that the Ryan May can really do.
At least starting with the Matrix is just tough because Shock.
I really hate Proper's positioning.
Starting with the Matrix is just tough because Shock are just playing at so many different parts of the map that
I mean, it's okay, but I really feel like this angle is lost so hard, you know? I think you need to kind of always have something coming from this angle here. Obviously, chat, my takes here are going to be like 85% efficacy because it's hard to see what's going on, but so Trick Room does a really good job avoiding the Max pressure, which we predicted. Max is on point now. He does have his Nemesis. He needs to get out of dodge. He's taking too much damage. They do get this, though. So they do have Hanzo, Ana, Tracer, Ram. But I feel like Max is... I don't like this whole thing. Max and Finn just seem to be just kind of like playing a dance with each other. Like, Finn comes up with Max. But I don't think Finn should have rotated necessarily. Well, maybe. But then the problem is Max drops. But then Finn doesn't have LOS on Max. So then watch Max's HP dip. Bam! Right? That's a headshot from May, I believe, right there. Okay? So that's almost this entire HP pull, or it's at least a body shot from May, which is just... Okay? Now he's super low. The nade is great. The pulse misses. That's not good. I don't know if that would have killed Pummy. Oh, jeez. So yeah, it's just an awkward rotation. Like, it's just a really awkward rotation from Max. Max drops the point arguably too soon. Honestly here, if you have your ultimates, I mean, I don't know. Finn loses LOS. So here's the funny thing, guys. Watch this from Finn. Finn actually starts to rotate, realizes that Max's drop, and then doubles back, I think. So Finn goes, oh shoot, nade, then gets shot, then ends up having to double back and rotate. But the problem is that his position is such that even if he got there in time, Max is kiting outside of Finn's LOS. You know? Hits the nade on the backline is what I meant. Not on Max. Like, Max and Finn are just playing Ring Around the Rosie with each other. Ring Around the Rosie with each other. Again, I don't love Proper's angle. I would want Proper to be more greedy from this sideline or even rotating deeper this way. This has been a consistent theme. I think Proper's angle, as always, could be a lot more aggressive. Like, there's just nothing on the enemy comp that can touch a Hanzo. There just isn't anything that could reach him or touch him or do. I think Proper could be playing way more aggressively. And then obviously, like, it just, Max is just, I think, just dying for point too often. And then this is crazy. What's stopping Finn from staying main? Well, what Finn thought is that Finn thought that we were rotating here. So Finn follows. Watch this. Right here, you see? So Finn thinks that we're rotating a backline. Then we go, no, we're going to drop the point. So then Finn tries to rotate back across, but I actually think Finn should have just stayed right here. You guys see that? So Finn pushes up to rotate with Max. Max dips back and then drops, but Finn rotates all the way through the wall, throws nade, and then to make matters worse, he rotates all the way back again. Not a good play. And then in addition to that, I don't think Proper's angle was aggressive enough. And so this really reduces the amount of damage that Trick Room was taking pre-fight. Does that make sense, y'all? So honestly, it just feels like Shock just were not taking the best angles that they possibly can. I think Finn, Proper, Finn and Max on different angles would have helped. I mean, a different wavelengths is not helping, and Proper is not playing aggressively enough. Right. Like, the thing is like, you don't need, like, if you're Trick Room or Shock, once BAP or once Ryan May dropped a point, there is nothing that can touch you on this high ground. You could fall asleep and nobody's touching you here. I don't even think you can actually wall up and rush. I think this is too high. So it's like, there's really no reason to do all these crazy rotations. Just stay here and shoot. Just shoot. Do whatever you want. Take any flank, Proper to go around the back line, for crying out loud. So yeah, I don't want to overanalyze that, but although that's kind of my modus operandi, but yeah. So Tracer's forcing point. Okay, so you guys remember my Bastion rant ages ago on Dorado, right? The one that had the TikTok about it? Airdramar or whatever it did. And I talked about how pre-fight Bastion ults suck, because there's too many resources, too much attention available to give attention to just dodging the bullets, and so it never does anything. Do you need to be worried about Lucio Boop, though? Yes, you do. So what Pummy is doing right now could be argued a pre-fight Bastion ult. However, before I rant and rage about it, I wonder if the pre-fight Bastion ult is something that's a little bit more considerable when there's a Tracer on the battlefield. Because the Tracer can hunt you down and murder you if it's mid-fight. My other thing is if maybe you use it pre-fight and actually like set up something with it. Maybe we could set up a push like clear as Fen, right? So maybe we could do something with it. That being said, I don't like it that much. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't like it that much. I would rather see him look for an opportunity, because you know Tracer's nowhere near you and can't get to you because she's on point. So surely there has to be a better use for Bastion ult. Surely. I feel like it has to be. Maybe Kiwi. Maybe Kiwi. Maybe, did he use the shift early? Did he? Oh yeah, you're right, he did. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's buying time for his shift. That might be it. Yeah, that's I mean, he has it now though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not as much of a fan. I think it's too easy for Shock to be able to survive this and disengage this. Okay, when does Infekted drop? This is a very important question. Okay.
to take some
Yeah, these angles from Shock just aren't good. Like, Max also needs to have a better idea of like where he's kiting to. This is a good wall from Boat, but like I just hate this. Like, you know? Like, I just hate this. Proper Vendame. This guy should be dead. You know? This implies death, you know? Like, he just should die. Like, there's no way that once Ryan drops and May, that this guy isn't just immediately dead. And we can sell Max. Like, if Max dies because he kites the wrong way or isn't aware of Maywall, whatever. But this is just really passive play from Proper. Heesing's positioning is pretty good. I like Heesing to force point. I like Heesing to crossfire and point as long as he's aware of May Icicle. That's going to be tough on ping. But this is just not good from Proper. And it's not good from Vendame. He's like, and still, Proper is still shooting Rhine Shield. No. Proper, no. The GOAT has to know better. No, you must take a better angle. You're setting up on the same angle as the rest of your team. There's a freaking Bastion on the high ground. There's no way that Pummy should be allowed to hold this position. No way. All my homies hate Max, right? Because like Max actually plays it really well. Like, look at this. Max survives Maywall, uses his E, gets to cover. He's doing a really nice job. I actually don't even know why he Nemesis forms this. I don't agree with this Nemesis form. Oh, it's the Blizzard. It was Blizzard. So he pops Nemesis and he just pieces out. Actually, really well played by the Sombra of St. Louis, right? Like, this is really good. Really good by Max. I think he actually dodges it. Oh no, he almost dodges the Blizzard. How does Finn die? So Finn misses Sleep Dart. Okay, Finn gets crossfired by a freaking BAP and a Bastion. How is my dive comp, or my Hanzo Tracer comp, getting how is my Ana getting crossfired by a Bastion on high ground? There's no way. There's no way. Pummy, how is the greatest Overwatch League performance that we have ever seen? How is this guy not taking this angle? How is Pummy killing Finn? No, it just can't be happening. How is my boy Finn dying to a Bastion that shouldn't even be on high ground? This is the second fight where Pummy has either won the fight or essentially almost won the fight by somehow taking an off angle as Bastion. How is that happening? Yeah. So, you know, again, yeah, this is funny meme reaction, haha, you know, haha. But I'm sure there's a good reason for it. But I'm telling you why Shock is losing this. I don't know what's causing these mistakes to be happening, but these are the mistakes. No. I don't necessarily think Shock egoed here. No, I don't think so. I think Shock might have just been tired. Shock might be out of practice. Shock is generally not very good early in the season in scrims. Who knows? Also, this is a weird comp, right? I mean, I'm telling you, what Max is doing right now is totally fine. He just took Blizzard, he took Shatter, he took Pen, he's still surviving, he's still putting out pressure. It's just crazy to me that we're going to lose this because Finn dies to a crossfiring Bastion, and I want to know where Proper is. Proper is sitting behind Maywall. He just can't be here, y'all. Proper is trolling. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do not show any favorites. Proper is trolling the lobby. Proper is trolling the lobby.
Because now he has annihilation. The best way, you either run or you fight.
Even the GOATs make mistakes. Proper is phenomenal. Proper deserves all the credit that he got last season. Def deserves MVP. He's a phenomenal player. He deadlifted so many maps. from the few maps that I saw. Phenomenal player. But he doesn't know how to position on Hanzo versus this comp on this map. It's that simple. He has no idea what he's doing. No idea.
For that, protects the rest of his team, and Tricker managed to also keep the point this entire time and deny the flip.
Is Proper a Hanzo player? I don't know. I'm sure he's quite good at the hero. Just don't think he knows how to position on this map. I don't think he knows what he's doing. Like, he is playing too scared. Bastion May. And this is where you get things like Trick Root coming in here and slapping people around, because some people don't adjust properly. It's a Bastion May. They're thinking, oh, you know, Proper's like, well, I don't want a hard flank because, you know, their Cass or their Hanzo might... There's nobody there. There's nobody there. There's no Tracer, there's no Hanzo, there's no... This entire area, it's a freaking Bastion. Sombra of St. Louis intimidated Proper? Yes. Yeah, so I'm beating on Proper, y'all, but you know, is a phenomenal player. And again, it's just like, do you see the pressure that he sings under? It just, and Proper shooting rain shield. Proper shooting rain shield. Proper still shooting rain shield. Proper still shooting rain shield. I'm losing to an off-angle Batiste. I'm losing to an off-angle Bastion. The Bastion May composition are controlling the map better than a Hanzo Tracer composition. No way! No way! This isn't happening! Oh. Look at this, guys! It's freaking Hanbei on the flank! He's on the flank! This keeps happening. That's crazy. I mean, this is really smart too, because if you think about it, if Proper doesn't take perfect position, they can off angle underneath this overhang, and it's hard to shoot whoever's off angling, right? So what that means Proper's gonna have to do is he's gonna have to get really, really deep, right? So this is ironically really well played, not ironically, it is really well played by Trick Room. They're doing a phenomenal job of using this flank underneath the high ground where it's harder for them to get value. But Proper hasn't moved from this spot this entire map. I mean, the Proper can literally shoot nothing but Rain Shield. He literally can shoot nothing but Rain Shield.
Yeah, as long as Shock stay on this point, it's gonna generate. Trying to push Max off, we'll get the flip there for...
It's not the best from Pummy there, but... Oof. I'm pretty sure Boat just saved Proper here. Check this out. That's funny. Yeah, this underneath off angle strat while forcing point is like actually really working well. This is really good. Shock have no idea what to do about this at all. This is a better setup. Proper's taking an angle now. There it is. There it is. There it is. I don't know if you guys can read the pixels on the screen, but I want you guys to tell me what the problem here is. It's not a major problem, but it's something significant. Now, Shock set this fight up much better. Just problem for anybody. Watch, do you see it? Do you see it? Now, this is a tricky part for Vindame. I think when there's no May, Bastion, Orion, Beat, Vindame needs to be here with this guy, right? No way that this should be allowed to happen. No way. Hanzo Lucio should always beat Bastion Lucio. Always. It's not even mechanical then. You just can't. You can't win that 1v1 as Bastion. You just can't. Right? So that means Bastion has to drop. Lucio has to drop. Then Proper easily rotates. And then once Proper is established, then maybe Magic Mayball can drop. Or Magic Mayball. Vindame. This is silly. Now, Proper is probably going to be okay. I mean, I don't think Proper should die here. He might even be able to hit a shot, maybe force Magic 8 Ball out, and then Proper will retake that angle. But I don't know why Vindame is here. I have not. Can you shoot me a DM in Discord? I'll try and check it out when I get a chance. Appreciate the comment. But Lucier should not be playing with Ram unless Ram needs speed. Ram does not need speed when he has Nemesis form and when there's no ults like Mail to need pound speed. Who? Full name? Are we talking about Magic 8 Ball? That being said, very reasonable off-angle control, and Proper wins the high ground anyway. Finally happens. I mean, this is what the engages should look like. I'm picking on Vendame, but this kind of setup, I want to go the last possible frame so you guys can see it. Right as Proper uses his ult. Right here. This is what we need to see. I gotta show respect to the man. His mama blessed him with that name. He blessed himself with the skill. I'm going to give him respect by calling him what he calls it. This is amazing. This is really well done. Even if you were to establish your own Bastion off angle here that Proper can't deal with, Proper doesn't have to shoot the Bastion off angle. Proper can shoot whatever he wants. And if Bastion tries to take the off angle from him, Proper should win that duel. Right? So really, really nice setup from Shock. My only problem is Vindame's position. Vindame should be with his team, or with his Hanzo. It's not like Vindame is doing nothing. He is doing something, of course. But do you see how Proper has to give up this angle and then retake it? He should never have to give up the angle at all. That being said, it's still significantly better than any setup we've seen from Shock up to this point, so it's going to win them this fight. Nicely done. They get OT though, I think. All right. Shock are in this tough spot here, but they do have the ults to win it. They have the nano, which they can use to keep Max up when the beat, when the bullet may ult, and so on comes in. And they have the Ram ult as well. So as long as Shock plays it well, I actually don't know who wins this round. I know it's a 2-0 for Trick Room, right? Yeah, I don't know. I really just don't know. I will say that that's a terrible, terrible habit for ranked. But if it's coordinated in a scrim environment, if it zones the Ana, will that give you an advantage elsewhere? I feel like you zone the Ana, but you also miss your Bastion, so I'm not so sure. I feel like there has to be a better way to use it, though. Maybe you go for a turret cycle, force point, then go for it, like, go it really quickly. I feel like is Tracer that much of a problem? I don't know. We don't have any POVs, so I can't really tell. Well, the thing is it's not just the zoning. It's the zoning, but also you had to use your Bastion to do the zoning, so it's a 1-for-1 trait, you know? It's not like your Bastion... Possible kill in the Ana, though? Yeah, but the chances of getting the kill in the Ana are a lot higher if you wait a few seconds and wait for more chaos to break out. I don't know. I also am confused at this beat as well. This beat doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. Pretty good setup from Shock, though. I mean, we've got Heesang backline, Vindame high ground, finally, right? Now, Vindame actually needs to be with Max with speed now, because here comes the Blizzard, right? So we need speed here, and there it is, right? Hanzo angle, Ana angle. This is okay from Shock. If Max doesn't get one shot here, if we get the nano off, I think Shock could win this, but Max has to live.
And there's a Blizzard right on top of Max, who's got...
Oh, man. What happens here? You know what's actually funny, chat? So I critiqued the Bastion ult, but Max does lose a lot of HP. Look at this. Max has to even pop Nemesis early. I mean, look, Finn is still not there. Finn is just now there, and the nano comes very early. I mean, Max should be in. Max, I'm 90% sure, is in speed aura. Maybe Shock should have been willing to give up point more here. I think Max should have been more willing to give up point here. When he hears Bastion ult, maybe Max should have been more willing to give up space here. Especially because, like, yeah, see, Max is holding the ground. He's also doing it into a beat, which I think was too early, but okay, whatever. So Max needs to be willing to toe the ground and disengage. And then have a touch happen later with either him or Tracer. Because his lack in unwillingness to disengage is what sets up the Blizzard and what loses him so much HP that the nano has to come in early. Because optimally, if you're trying to nano, you would nano now, after the pen. And the wall is great too. I don't know. Finn is zoned out by Bastion ult, and then Max doesn't kite with the Bastion ult too, which means that he loses a ton of HP. Who should be touching here? Nobody. Nobody. And then Max at the last possible second, or Tracer at the last possible second. I think you have to be willing to give up more space when you have these things online. I also don't think Proper is getting aggressive now. That's good. That forces Lamp. That forces Shift. That forces Lucio Peel. And then Pummy just burns Tracer. Why is he saying dead? Well, Heesang gets butchered. What forces Heesang's recall? I think a beated Lucio forces the recall. Oh, check it out, y'all. Check it out. This is a very tiny little detail, but it's actually really, really important. Check this out. Lucio mate ball turns the corner and Heesang and just chunks him really fast with beat. Right there, takes half his HP, early recall. And so that means that early recall, Heesang struggles to touch, Heesang can't get touched, great peel from mate ball, and then gets lasered, and then Heesang dies instead of recalling. Because this fight is actually still potentially winnable with the positions that Shock hold, but not when your Tracer's dead. Yeah. Yeah, so honestly, just a desync between Finn and Max has been the big storyline so far. Like, Finn and Max just not on the same page when Finn can see Max and when Max needs to disengage, whether it's Bastion ult, whether it's Maywall, whether it's a rotation from Finn, really not good. And also a lack of aggression from Proper. I also don't think Vendame has been in a position to help his DPS or supports as much as he could be. I think he's misprioritizing. Yeah, let's keep watching. So there's the Mei. The Mei makes sense to me here because I think this is a situation where, like, this point in particular, I'm not sure what I think of Vendame yet. I don't like giving takes until I've watched a lot more. Yeah. Ram is just a pick because he's a decent brawl hero and he has an ability to live versus Mei, Bastion. I think a lot of teams have just been playing Ram, but he has this way of living versus the Mei Bastion better than Ryan does because his block does a lot better at surviving that burst. Why was there a lot of Ana being played in Pro-Am? Hero with strengths, Kiriko has been nerfed, people trying stuff. Yeah, of course, 2DS. So, the Mei is just, this is a closer tight range map. Like, there's fewer flanks, less space, so a Mei might be important. That being said, we still can't match them toe to toe. Wow, this is weird. I was expecting this to be flipped. I was not expecting the Bastion comp to go to point and the Shock comp to get free path in the high ground. Bro thinks he's a coach. I feel like this should be flip-flopped, right? Where this comp guarantees wins high ground because they just walk forward and then you're going to die to Bastion and Ryan if you don't back up. And then the Hanzo has to take the open sightlines here. Weird. W video today, thanks.
For this round, extremely strong.
Oh no. Oh, this is so smart. Oh, this is so smart. This is so smart, guys. This this is so smart. Do you guys see this? So I'm like, why don't they just go high ground, y'all? They are. They go main. Then they're like, oh, we go high ground because, oh no. Oh no. I have made a huge mistake. What a rotate! You got, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. That's it. This is I will do 50 push-ups in a row if they don't win this fight.
With all types of areas, perfect for a Maywall isolation. Speaking of which, he's saying pops one.
Oh no! Oh no! They didn't pull the trigger. The defensive Maywall was too fat. I'm surprised y'all didn't push this though. Like Maywall here, isolate Hanzo, force ice block. Then run them over afterwards. Maywall for ice block is a fine trade. Oh, come on. Come on, guys. And the turret forms used. Come on, boat! You won the cooldown trade already? I mean, maybe. Yeah, I guess so. You're like, oh, they use Maywall, they use E. Maybe. But Bastion turret form, I feel like is pretty... I don't know. But I still don't think that means that you can go to point. I still think you take too much damage in point. Surely. Surely. Surely this isn't the best. Okay, see, like, see? Surely this isn't optimal for you guys. I don't care if they use Maywall or not. No way. No way. I mean, you wall off. Okay, where's Proper? Okay, I'm sorry. Proper needs to Proper's here. Proper literally needs to be like rotating even through that little door frame here. Proper needs to get like hyper aggro ego here. I think like we're noticing a consistent theme here. Proper is, why is Proper here? Like get here, or play here or here even. Like ego, man. How do you counter mail? Speed and or sell the person. Make sure that only one person gets frozen. Just to protect themselves. But this is like not like the angle initially intention was there, but the common theme here is that my Hanzo is just not playing with enough ego here. So like Trick Room just doesn't take any damage, even though they're standing literally on point and they're getting crossfired. They just don't take any damage. When should Max be using Vortex? There's a dichotomy. You can either use Vortex pre-fight or like early fight to kind of get a lot of spam damage early to put them at an immediate disadvantage before they rush, so it's a lot harder for them to rush, or you can use it reactively when they rush to slow down the rush. It doesn't really matter which way you use it, just as long as you maximize your value. So it's either like you put it down on the ground and you use it to go really aggressively and spam early, so you whittle down Rhine Shield, so it's hard for them to press W, or you wait for them to press W, then you reactively do it. Same thing goes with your shield. You can use it pre to set up an early defensive pressure by putting out a lot of pressure, or you can wait until they rush you. I don't like this from Max. I don't like. I get like they've capped, so there's a little bit of urgency, but like there's just no way that this is gonna work. Like there's just surely chat, no way. Like I feel like that's what do they see? They see Maywall. They saw Maywall advantage. I don't feel like this aggression is like Infekted really should not have even gotten as low as he did. And then now Max should be cooked. Chat, tell me I don't have to do push-ups. No. Where's Proper? Is Proper on the flank? Please, I will gladly do 50 push-ups if Proper's on the flank. Where's Proper?
Matrix. Shield
Where's Proper? Does anybody know where Proper is? Oh, he's on the flank! He did it! We did it! We got him on the flank! We got him on a flank! On a long sight line. Ah, yes! Yes!
close to the Ant Matrix. And Infekted wants to play so aggressively, but he's taking
No, please.
to his own death.
No, they took angles though. Dang it, guys. Dang it. Dang it. Ah. Listen, I will take one for the team if Shock will just take angles. And angles where you're not going to immediately 18, 19, am I at 20? I think I'm at 21. Like you're just not going to get rushed. You're playing in positions where it's so far for the Bastion May to reach you. So why not take those positions earlier? I'm still not like convinced that Max taking that push there with Nemesis form made a lot of sense. But like, for crying out loud, there's no way that it's taken them this long.
With the May wall by he's saying, and Shock finish off what they started.
Yeah, a bit of a miscom there. Ideally, Infekted would have just been standing in front of
But good job, they took angles.
double healing from Hanbei, but instead goes a touch too aggressive. Maybe
I love this so much from Bastion. Check this out, y'all. Woo!
opening in the shock lines that was potentially exploitable. However, now that Heesang's moved away from a Tracer onto a May, we're seeing what I wanted to see from London Spitfire, which was more effort.
Diamond push-ups?
The
More? I'll do 5. So diamond push-ups are like this, right? You guys are just mean. Now, this is what I think the intellectuals would describe as a wee bit of sussy baka. Cat push-ups. Where's Amari? She's sleeping. Remind me in a second, Elendil. This is a little bit of what the intellectuals say sussy baka. Please never say it again. This is pretty ballsy. Now they do rotate to the floor, which is also a little sussy baka, because they are going to get crossfired from here. Maybe it's because they track that they don't have anything yet, but I feel like this is a little bit of a dice roll. This isn't a really great sightline for your Hanzo. Early dragon here has to be though, right? I just, oh, that just seems so, like, so silly. Like, why are we trying to, Finn, so not only is Finn stuffing a Bastion May comp, he rotates out by himself and stands legitimately out in the open. I just don't understand why you would, like, this is just impatience. Like, no. 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 2 ults. 2. And Max is running into a blizzard. Goodbye, Max. No. No. Terrible. Terrible. I mean, you didn't even make Trick Room do anything fancy with the rotations. They literally just walked into point with Bastion and May ult. And with Hanzo, Ram, no. Not a good rotation at all. Not a good set. Not a rotation. Excuse me. They didn't. No. No. Just terrible. Terrible plan. I mean, Max is trying to push with the plan, but like, why? Take angles on point, dragging them on point. The only reason that you'd ever stuff them there is if they didn't have any of these ults and you did. Then you're like, I don't care if you guys have Bastion, we have Beat and Blizzard and whatever. No, 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 no. Oh, no. What are you doing?
Paul and Hanbei gonna have to rotate the sound barrier.
No, 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 no.
The shatter got the
No,
ghosts.
I
Nobody affected by the shock. They throw the blizzard right down as Infekted was still trying to
No.
absorb what he hit.
See, this is the thing, guys. This is the thing. This is what concerns me. It works because ego, but if Infekted even hits one person with the shatter, if they get this beat off, then they're cooked. I mean, I don't know. What do I know?
The shatter got the ghosts. Nobody affected
I don't
by
know.
the shock. They throw the blizzard right down as Infekted was still trying to observe what he hit.
I mean, I guess, you know, you had a May Blizzard difference there, which makes that play actually work, but
Not able to get the
I don't know.
time to initiate the fight with that.
Shatter was a good idea.
Still have to hustle through to match the score.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend that because they won, they did it well, or they lost, therefore they messed up. They had a Blizzard advantage. They ran in. I still don't think that's the plan. And I also want to check out Proper's positioning there, because there's a very real chance that this fight would have been drawn out. They do a fake rotation. That's at least good. Proper's on... Looks like Proper's taking an angle. I think Proper's behind to the back left. That's good.
The ghosts. Nobody affected by the shock. They throw the to get the Ant Matrix in time.
That being said, they did execute on... If you were to rush in with Blizzard quickly. Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're a little bit of a goofy throw wall from both.
Now, they definitely can't do it now.
To the ceiling and disabled the
I don't even think with Ram ult that's a good idea.
I think they wanted to peel for Infekted instead and wall them away from the enemy, but sometimes that
I love these grenade jumps.
doesn't work out as you'd expect. Pummy
Bizarre.
can open this up with
I mean, they really...
Yeah, just gotta ignore that Ramattra shield as much as possible, and they're getting good trickle damage onto a lot of players of the shock. But now the real problem is present. It's Max and Annihilation plus the Sound Bear manages to get 2 kills. Now a third before he falls, and Shock just have to clean up this fight.
I don't know, guys. Shocked seem to have a very different idea from what I would describe. So maybe I'm wrong. Let me think about this. So if you're Shock, beat for beat, okay. Window, which they're probably going to use, and we don't have anything to match. So maybe Shock's logic here is we don't want to match Bastion May for Brawl, usually, but we have a Ram ult. They have a BAP window. Let's try and stuff it. And at least we have a May, whereas before we had a Tracer. So we can match them more comfortably brawl to brawl. I think that has to be the logic. I think in this situation particularly, it's 50-50 enough with the BAP window versus the Ram ult that it seems okay to me. And if it's taking me this long to sit and think about it, analyzing it after the fact, then surely in the moment, there's a lot more margin for error. You know, these players are under a lot of pressure. So I think I'm okay with this one. It's ambitious, but it's understandable.
Yeah, just gotta ignore that Ramattra shield as much as possible, and they're getting good trickle damage onto a lot of players of the shock, but now the real problem.
But I don't think you can be surprised when it gets messy, right? Yeah.
Now a third before he falls.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I see that as Shock.
Last fight.
Seriously or more seriously, they're willing to stagger a Lucy.
Now I'm gonna. I do. Actually, I don't know. You both have blizzards here, so maybe Shock stuffs again. I just think the problem with stuffing is you limit a lot of what Proper is able to do, because it's not like, oh, fast versus slow, Bastion versus Hanzo necessarily, although Bastion being very turret reliant and Hanzo not is definitely a factor. I just think that you could kind of see it there. When we stuff the choke, Hanzo doesn't always get super good angles to take on the backline. He's a little bit more limited with what he can do. That being said, we do have Dragon versus May, so it's going to come down to execution here.
Runner-ups of the last year, and Proper can lock down their entrances with the Dragon Strike
It's a nice rotate. Yeah, I don't like this from Shock. So this is not so much of a compositional stylistic choice. This is just a bad execution. Proper dragons. Dragon comes very late. BAP window and dragon are stacked. We don't like to see that. You should comboing ults is almost never the play unless they complement each other and their strengths. Dragon ult, guys, run, hide, and split. BAP window, guys, run, hide, and split. And to make matters worse, they place them so much so to where they both kind of accomplish the same thing. What you would do is you would BAP window on the rotate, and then you would dragon where they're trying to hide from the BAP window. Cause a big mess. You don't combo these like this. This is bad ult economy, bad ult usage from Shock. That being said, we still have a Blizzard to play around with. And Boat looks like he dies in the Blizzard cast, so maybe this is just press Q and win. Did Shock win a map, guys? I don't remember. I thought I was 2-0, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Oh, it's 2-1?
To keep contesting, it's overtime for the Shock as Trick Room try to take angles around.
Hey, there we go. Ignore the Ryan, right? Go for the backline. Okay, yeah, okay. So I didn't even remember. Okay, well, Shock made a big mess of it with Hanzo positioning, and Finn and Max screwing around. But as soon as they went May, and they just did better brawls, I think it was pretty reasonable. I mean, you're just seeing the real limitations of, even in the brawl mirror, the limitations of the Bastion. We don't even get to use our Bastion out there. Okay, so let's keep watching. You guys have any questions so far? I feel like I've learned a little bit from this, which is the goal, right? You got to learn. I will eat 1 carrot stick. My throat is so dry. Is it delivery or is it DiGiorno? Good question. I don't know.
We'll get onto a talk without losing too much HP to Hanbei and Maple, because they're going to be absolutely spamming.
Oh, this map ought to be fun.
Whatever comes their way, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Max swap here, maybe over something like a D.
So I'm going to see the compositions line up before we do anything fancy. Jonah, I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like probably yes. Probably. But probably more so when there's like less burst damage and more consistent damage. Fatal Blaze, thanks for the sub. So like if you're playing versus a comp where you have to be like worried like a Widow, or not a Widow, or even less, when there's more like consistent damage, probably. Yeah, okay, so BAP is just more damage, a different off angle. You have Lamp and Shift for Peel. BAP is a little stronger. It could be a hero comfort pick as well, because BAP is generally the support that main supports are best at. That's not Lucio, Mercy, whatever. So they want to play a spam comp. They're not going to put a support main support on Ana. They're going to put him on BAP. And then I also think that like the verticality of the map is decent for BAP. I think... I'd be surprised if BAP... I still feel like BAP kind of sucks. But, I mean, there's at least the logic there, right? Brigzen? That's a great question. I think it's the verticality of the map. Verticality of the map. Keep in mind, we're also talking about a contenders teams, and people are still figuring out the meta, so Brigzen could be better here. I don't know. I feel like you would definitely like... I mean, there's a reason why these guys are swapping to this, because in theory, this beats this, and then this guy has to go Brig, and this guy probably has to go Sojourn. Would Kirizen be better? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe on second point when there's more space. The problem with Kiri, she doesn't do a lot of like... she has a decent amount of damage pressure on dive stuff. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Kirizen played. Fair enough. Why run main support on BAP and on Zen? Because most main supports have experience on BAP and most main supports don't have experience in Zen. Yeah. I mean, I feel like Ana Zen has to be really hard here unless you just have a really good Ana. Especially in like second point. I think having the legs is useful. Is BAP better than Ana against a monkey? No, 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 no. I think BAP is significantly worse versus the Ana. I think BAP has strengths in some situations, but I think like the nice thing about Ana is you have Nano and Sleep Dart for Primal and Nano Monkey. BAP has nothing. Lamp is not going to help versus Nano Monkey, nor is Lamp going to help versus Primal Rage. I think BAP Zen is okay until they get ults and then they fall apart. Or you just sell your backline essentially. There's a reason when things got to be Ana Zen dive mirrors, it was Ana Zen dive mirrors, not BAP Zen. It's not just, oh, I can heal my monkey. It's also like Nano Zen and like Sleep Dart is like really, really good versus monkey comms. BAP doesn't have those tools.
Maybe not the ideal.
BAP is probably... Okay, here's your hot take. Besides Moira, who's kind of always sucked, I think BAP is probably the most outdated support hero, period, for Overwatch 2. Easily. Easily. Brig has a... Brig at least still has a niche. My BAP still has a niche too. I don't know. There's just so many aspects of BAP's kit that have just aged really poorly. It's a lot like the Diva example, right? Where it's like, he has some really strong things about them, but they just, in some situations, they just don't do anything. Yeah, BAP's in Sniper Maps is nice, yep. Brawl, yep. But there's a lot of, but if you think about like, even how Brawl functions now, I don't want to go down that road, but yeah, okay. Rad, thank you for the sub, mate. It's the Hanzo paradox, right? It's just like, it's really good in some circumstances and really bad in others. And in Overwatch 2, most heroes don't have that problem. Most heroes have a lot more dynamics, and BAP doesn't. Yeah, that's the problem, is BAP damage isn't the problem. BAP's self-survivability isn't even necessarily a problem. I feel like BAP's inability to like heal from a distance is like low-key a big problem. And or his lack of like horizontal mobility. Like every other support in the game has ability to heal at range more consistently than BAP, like versus more mobile stuff. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I'm not phrasing my thoughts very well. Yeah, take your time. Yeah.
Before you lose your HP. For Trick Room, how they win this is they make sure that Max, Heesang, and Proper cannot get on top of a squishy target.
Okay, it's this simple. This guy deadlifts. This guy shoots these guys with Discord Orb and Harmony Orb. These guys will survive. If they don't control these flankers and put early pressure, then they will die. Same thing goes for Infekted. Same thing to an extent goes for Pummy. Pummy, ironically, might need to sacrifice himself and play in really aggressive positions to put out damage, because if he puts out a lot of damage, gets dove, and then dies, he is pocketable, first off, with Lamp and Shift and Harmony Orb and so on, and Coach Gun as well. But then his backline will survive and be able to trade him. Range healing. Yeah, well, Moira Lucy have mobility. Lateral mobility. That can be in many different places at once. Vertical mobility, in my opinion, is generally less powerful than horizontal mobility. Some heroes have both. But that's... Fade isn't that good, though. Well, it's not so much fade, so much as that Moira can position herself anywhere that she wants, not to fade in, but she can position on an aggressive flank or an angle and help somebody, and then just always disengage, right? BAP can't. BAP sits here, he dies here, you know, unless he goes up, you know, and a lot of maps don't have that option as well. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, we need Pummy, Boat, and Infekted putting out pressure early and often. Like right now, Boat is actively trolling the lobby. Like, I'm not gonna lie with you guys. MateBall, are you still here? Pummy, are you still here? Bend boat over your knee. Smack, smack, smack. Boat is peeling and marking inside of his own Babzen. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You need to be here. Well, actually not here because Infekted's here. Or here. Spy checking and controlling this flank. Permanently. Permanently. If they all come from here, okay, then we can pressure from there. But you do not mark by sitting inside your own backline. Doesn't work like that. If you're inside your own backline and they get on top of your backline, it's already too late. No, 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 no. Go, 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 go. Boat, 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 boat! Spy check! This is way, way, way too passive from Trick Room. Way too passive, way too passive. Like, look at this. No damage whatsoever. Max can legitimately walk to choke and set up a dive without taking any damage at all. Think he's looking to catch Kirito TP? No way. No way that's good. No way that's good. No way that's good. I don't think that's good. Okay. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at the map. Look at the map. Look at the map. Oh, you're cooked. It's over. It's over. Infekted dies. Infekted should die. Infekted should have died for that. That's actually crazy. It doesn't die. Look. Oh, it's just a disaster. Okay, now boat's on the move. Is that no? Is that boat? Yeah. There's just. I mean, this is the problem, right? You guys see that? Like, they get so much space from people playing so passively from Trick Room that anybody that even steps onto point gets immediately murdered because Babzen are sitting safe in the back. And then, once these guys get murdered and forced out, then they literally just walk into the backline here. I mean, Max really doesn't even need to go in here, right? Like, Max doesn't need to die for this. Like, it's whatever, you've done your job. Ho, 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 ho. That's scary. I mean, honestly, they did not even need to force that. I feel like that's a little bit of forcing, but it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Wait, what? That was Fen dying. I feel like Shock forced that a little bit. So, like, once you get control of the point, and you could just burn Infekted and Boat and whoever's touching, because the Babzen are hiding and the Ashe is hiding and doing no damage, the Babzen and Ashe have to walk out at some point. They have to. Either up top or whatever. From there, that's when we commit to the dive. Once they've overextended. Yeah, Babzen don't have to play slower. Like, or not. Yes. This comp doesn't have to play faster. If the Babzen are doing nothing. But either way. They lose so much space. So much space. Too much space. More aggression. Should we be taking notes? Yes. Should you not peel a little bit more? You listen. Read my lips. Okay, guys? You can't peel a Sombra Tracer dive as a Tracer or as a ball or as an Ashe. You can't peel it. If they set up every angle and every flank and set up the perfect dive with hack, unless you literally have a Transcendence or full Matrix, you cannot peel it. They will die. The only way that you can peel as a Tracer is to shoot the enemy Tracer so that they don't get to set up the dive in the first place. The only way that you could peel as a Wrecking Ball is to shoot the enemy Diva or Tracer or whatever and prevent them from setting up in the first place. And taking that logic as a Babzenyatta, if you play so passively, and by passively I don't mean, you know, you're playing near cover. You should always be playing near cover with a little bit of distance, right? If you're playing so passively that you do no damage to the enemy Sombra or Tracer or Diva or Ball or Backline or whatever's diving you before they dive, if they come in at full HP, full H resources, you will die. If you had a Diva, you could peel, yes. But even when you're playing Diva, you still need to proactively put out pressure. Because 3 seconds of Matrix is great, but somebody's going to die at some point. It just doesn't, you have to be proactive with your protecting yourself. That's just how it works. Can you peel by playing aggressive? If it's intelligent aggression, yes. If my Zen can play up here near a corner and get 5 orbs and hit a body shot on a Tracer and force a recall or force her to blink out or force half of the enemy defense matrix before they even dive. That means that the dive is a lot weaker. If I sit inside here and twiddle my thumbs, I'm gonna have a Sombra behind me, I'm gonna have a Tracer coming in from the flank, and a D.Va coming up from above. I'm dead. And even though Shock didn't play that one well, that's essentially what just happened right there. Lamp, shift, everything didn't matter. It's too late. Kiri Lucio, Sombra Tracer. Mirror match time. Bit of a weird engage. They try to set tempo, but it's not the best. Like, Infekted's kind of forcing it through a choke when his Sombra Tracer are just not there. They're just kind of frontlining. It's not great. Has anyone actually held that point with on his end? I don't know. It's a good question. What's going on here? What's going on? Tracer's in, Ball's in, Kiri's in, Lucio's in. They get the hack on Lucio. The counter EMP, it's a good EMP. Pummy has a great flank in Vendame though. Yeah. What's going on, chat? This is yeah, exactly, Joy. I mean that's not exactly a hot take here. Yeah, I hear you, Mateball. Yeah, Joy, you're 100% right. 100% right. This is so weird. What happens here, guys? Like, Proper just dies. Okay, so first off, Max. The mines are really good. Mateball goes flying past. Max goes after Mateball. That's a mistake. Max needs to be on Pummy. He needs to force this guy's locator. 100%. And then and/or Matrix this guy. So Max prioritizes the wrong target. That's going to kill Vendame. Kiriko is out of position because of the mines. So the mines forces Vendame to die / Max not paying attention. So that's bad from them. How on earth does Proper die? Because he is forcing on Hanbei, who's 1 HP. Does he walk into a mine? He must walk into a mine. No. What? What happens? How does Proper die? Look at him. Do you see him? Maybe it's a Hanbei shot? No? No shot, boat one clips him. Infekted rolls through him, so that's 50 damage right there. That's the finishing. Boat and I shot him. Oh yeah, I forgot that you're actually wrapping around from here. Did you hit shots from here? Wait. I wasn't even thinking about you because I thought you were out of the fight. Yeah, I guess you hit a couple of shots. And does Infekted hit it? Let's watch Infekted's ult charge right here. No, Infekted doesn't even hit him. Boat and Mateball just wreck him. Yeah, I know, right, Joy? Bro, Mateball, you can't do that. The CIA will come down and knock down your door and kidnap your family, bro. You're not supposed to do that. Haven't you heard? No, you can't. Oh, yeah, true. Off stream. Yeah. But careful, don't tell me too much. I might have to report you. If you tell me too much, that might imply that we're doing some analysis. And, you know, off to Gulag, you know? And I'm definitely going to snake on you. I would definitely rat you out. Just FYI. 100%. I would do it. No, it's not allowed. Not if it involves any sort of third person. Let me read to you the details here, okay? You seem a little bit ignorant of what the rules are. Not trying to call you out, but you seem a little dense, you know? Strategy. Do not use replay viewer to create public content. This includes strategy discussion, match breakdown content, positioning reviews, narration or walkthrough content. No player pings or hero indicators. You can show highlights, but we can't talk about them. Sorry, mate. You're cooked. Been nice knowing you, bud. Hope you enjoyed the W. It's the last we're going to hear from you again.
To set up the fight, Infekted's ability to mess with San Francisco Shock's execution on their plan was super crucial. Now Hope can try and look for an early.
GG's, guys.
We've got to deal with that Susie dynamic.
Okay, this is just, guys. Let's just go. Let's just see what happens. So like we're at a point in time now to where like, okay, so this is how we break this point. I want to get back to the analysis a little bit here. Basically, to win this point, it's a balance between controlling high ground and controlling card. Generally, the attacking team has a harder time controlling high ground because the defending team already has the high ground start. So what they generally do is you generally see teams push cart, 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 really sneakily while they're backlining their DPS, try to play like off angles and try and play in difficult to dive positions, okay? Now you might be thinking like, who do you dive here? Well, you could dive, a hacked Diva. You could hack a Lucio. Lucio is a really easy kill target. We could pressure a Kiriko, force TP, maybe look for a dive after that, and so on. An anonymous source told me that was 3 all boat and mate ball perfectly synced. Okay. As long as it wasn't you. Anyway. So what you probably see here from Shock is the Diva is really good at forcing point because she's much more survivable than Ball under focus from Sombra. Even if she does get hacked, she just generally survives and doesn't take as much damage. So what I want Shock to do is, even though they have like, all these ults, right? Just force point. Just force point. Just force point. Play it safe. See if you can overextend with their EMP or with their beat or the Kiriko. Even if you have an ult advantage, it's actually generally pretty hard to kind of force tempo here. You were the anonymous? Okay, chat. I'm sorry, Hungy, but you're gonna have to take one for the team. Blizzard's watching right now, so I have to give a good show of support for our Blizzard comrades. So, thank you, sir. Sorry. Just showing support. Anyway, so just control point. I don't think Trick Room can do a lot about that. They can maybe try and set tempo here, but I don't think they have the ults to do it. And I actually think if they try to set tempo and Shock responds really well, I think Shock has the better ults to do it. So like if Trick Room tries to give up the high ground to force stuff, I don't think it would go super well. Comrade Doge. But Trick Room's going. So maybe this is just ego diff. Yeah, see, this is hairy. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing to analyze here. This is just full ego from our friends in Trick Room. And you know what? They timed it really well. It was not executed well in the slightest. There's no way that you could execute it in a small room like this. But Infekted distracts his max. They just run it down their throats. Like they're just forcing tempo. Like maybe we can catch Shocky making a mistake. Maybe we can ego these guys. Maybe they'll overuse an ultimate. Yeah. But see, now Shock has a real window here with the positioning to just blow like Kiriko, yeah, and just get a kill. Magic Mayball should die, yeah. Then we're gonna force Pummy, and the problem with doing that now is you've used, one ult for 1-2. Yeah, you've burned 20-25 seconds, but now not only will Shock get cart pushed, not only should Shock win this fight, but also Shock will also get the high ground. So yeah. Yeah, so not the great. It's just You know, it's contenders versus Overwatch League. No, you can't show respect.
In a contenders team. The counter-attack there from Finn, they used the Kitsune ult just as they saw Maple and only
Very strange that we have supports on cart, though.
on the other side.
Very strange.
Kitsune Rush was actually
Really strange.
engagement with San Francisco Shock.
Hello? Why are my supports on the floor? Why are my supports not up top here? Looking for a dive? You know, or just generally avoiding the enemy team's dive? Hello? Why do we have 3 people on cart? This isn't silver. Get off of cart, Vendame. Get off of cart, Fen. What's going on? Because the thing is even not only are they more fragile here, but this also means that Trick Room theoretically could take high ground from them, and they wouldn't be able to do anything. Diva should be in cart. Diva by herself. Diva doesn't care. Diva's fine. Because again, it's not just that my supports are fragile here, it's also Finn, Vendame, he's saying proper, completely control the space, and there's no way Trick Room can take it away from them. So then they take the space and then they can dive Trick Room. So my supports are not only in a fragile position here, but they're not in an aggressive enough position. You need to have your cake and eat it too. You take high ground so that you're less fragile, and also so that you can go more aggressively. I don't understand. This is and where's Max?
On the other side, Hanbei, the Kitsune Rush
So he's trying to spy check. Pummy dodges the spy check, gets the hack. Wait,
Kitsune Rush was actually used as an engagement.
does anybody get hacked? Yeah, Vending gets hacked.
Francisco Shock not having committed at all, so they can easily
Boat gets punished, but this is a horrible trade for Shock. Losing your beat. This is really bad. Finn does get the trade on Boat, but Cart has stalled and things have gotten messy. There's the mines. They force the Sombra out. That's huge. Forcing Sombra out is massive return on investment. Now they get Cart control, and then now we have an opportunity to get high ground. They do take high ground now after Vendame died, and Trick Room has used 2 ultimates here. So surely now we go for like a Diva dive, find and hack the Lucio. There's Pulse Bomb from Boat. Trick Room has air. This should be it. They force Sombra out. Sombra's out. Sombra dies. How do Shock lose this?
And they've hunted down Pummy somehow. Didn't have a chance to translocate. Maybe hacked. I'm not sure. But maybe Shock not even needing to use ultimates. Boat is forced to use recall. They'll have to just drift away. As Trick Room are just barely angry.
So here's a little tidbit. Again, we're missing the replay viewer here, so there's going to be a lot of guessing. Whenever you see things like this, where it's like, okay, Shock has an advantage, Shock has beat, Pummy's dead, why is nothing dying? Let me ask you guys a question. Who does Shock need to actually get a kill in this comp? What are we reliant off of to actually finish this fight off? Because everything, Trick Room can always run away, right? Trick Room can always avoid and hide and dodge, and you know, like that's just the nature of the composition, right? So what? I don't know exactly what's going wrong, but my spidey sense is going off, right? Something's going on with Sombra. I don't know if they're spy checking, or I don't know if they forced a locator at a bad time, or he's saying got scouted. Something's going on with the Sombra, and I don't know what. One of these targets should have died. Somebody should have died. He sings here. They force locator. Like this guy should die. And like with all due respect to Infekted, he's rolling into the backline, and he saying was just here. This guy's dead. Where is he saying? Where is he saying? We're not even setting up for backline, right? There's he saying. There's Boat. Okay, so we finally catch Boat. Did we get a cack on Boat? What happened? I don't know why Boat died. I don't know. This is why we need replay code. I don't know where Heesing is. How do Shock win this fight or lose this fight? Do they lose this fight? Again, Chad, I really haven't seen this.
Shock have lost for high ground as well. Quick reposition here from the back line should give him a ton much more safety. And now Max can actually control.
Nice setup from Shock. I like the setup from Shock. All we have to do is carry ult on point and we win. There it is. Now, use it. Use it. There it is. I mean, this is beautiful setup from Shock. Beautiful setup from Shock. Max and cart, Tracer from high ground so that she can get on this here, or this here, wherever, whatever opportunity that we see. Kiri Lucio in high ground, but can still heal their diva. This is perfect. They force Sombra out immediately. Then the Kitsune rush from Trick Room, but it's already too late because Sombra should be out. Max gets focused, but Max's bomb. The EMP hits Tracer, but Proper is able to get out. Oh, Max doesn't get the bomb off. Oh. The EMP or the hack? Oh, no. Still winnable, though, for Shock. I would go as far to say that they have the advantage. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That was really nicely set up by Shock. I mean, they had an old advantage, but that was really nicely set up. Great map control. Great setup. Just really head scratcher as to why we had both supports on the floor previous to that. And hey, Max saves his bomb. Perfect. Just as we set it up, right? Just as we drew it up. So we have a free beat here from Shock. The EMP is probably not going to be a factor, and if you're Shock here, you're thinking, hey, we could put this map away. We could put this map away. We could full cap this right now. So I think any sort of engage, any sort of opportunity we see, anything that gets hairy, Vendame could probably use the ult here. It looks like we're setting up for something on Hanbei. There it is, right? There's the hack on Hanbei. Where's the... What's going on here? So you're gonna notice sometimes, this is the funny thing about like the Kiri Lucio dynamic. Hey, cheers, Lemonade. I appreciate it, mate. Very kind of you. Wait, what? Did Boat just run over Heeseng's head? What? Wait, what? Oh yeah, he did. He literally just walked over Heeseng's head. He literally just trotted right over Sombra's noggin. Look at this. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum. Okay, so one of the dynamics with Kiriko Lucio is that like Kiriko has essentially 2 cooldowns to save herself with, right? She has TP and she has Suzu. So generally Kiriko doesn't need peel. Kiriko can peel herself. Good cover usage. Suzu, you know, if the Matrix is there, okay, whatever. Generally, it's actually Lucio who has to kind of scare himself. So this is why you see Vendame, especially with the beat, kind of playing split. Because if he gets hacked, yeah, he could get Suzu'd, but we don't want that. Like, he has to be really, really careful. I find Lucio a lot more fragile a lot of times in these comps. So Vendame only comes down after he's seen Sombra and Tracer decloak. You guys see that? Sombra, Tracer come out and ball, then Vendame goes into the peel mode, which is the correct decision. Now at the same time, we have a bit of a pincer here from Shock. I'm curious what happens here. Max is... Who are we peeling here? Oh, I think they tried it on Max. I think they went for Max. Yeah, so they're trying to push Max out. Max just avoids the hack entirely. So the hack on that nothing really happens. Clear Sombra, very good. That's a good trade by Shock. Cooldown for cooldown. Now the ball engage that's not a good engage because Infekted has no follow-up. The beat comes in. I don't think much is going to happen from this beat. I don't think they can actually chase with this beat. I don't think the beat was necessary, given the fact that we've already seen Sombra out. Sombra's out. I think that we're fine here. I don't think this beat was... I mean, he even got the boop on the mines. So this is a really, really bad beat from Vendame. Really a bad beat. The point of Lucio is the fact that he's just the other support that doesn't die. That's pretty much it. Now, like, Lucio ain't gonna speed around a Tracer Sombra, you know, but he no die, because high ground, wall climb, that kind of thing. And he is pretty good at 1v1ing Tracers and Sombras, and he's pretty good at doing stuff like denying, you know, ball engages and stuff like that. It's just like, he ain't bad, is essentially what it is. The problem here is this beat just sucks. Like, the thing is like, Shock has done a really good job trading and clearing out dives and slowly taking space. We've just forced Sombra out. Vendame gets a huge boop on Infekted and fails on this, and everybody's reasonably healthy. He's saying you don't care about these guys got Translocator or whatever. I don't understand the beat. I know I just talked about free beat, but what a free beat means is that you see something like this, you clear mines. If Trick Room commits to it, then we beat. You know, there's a really careful dance that you have to do around Sombra timings to make sure you don't get hacked out of your beat, but this is not a good beat. Like Shock can't do anything with this. I don't know. Like, you guys are asking questions respectfully that I honestly won't be able to answer. They're personal questions, you know? I don't know. I don't know Vendame. I've never coached Vendame. Even if I had, I don't know him right now. I don't know. Not a good beat. Not a good beat. Not good mines from Trick Room either, with the Sombra being cleared, but the beat for mines is not a good trade. You know, Shock should be in this fight still with a beat. And then now you could beat engage now, focus Sombra down, and they go, like, okay, so this is how you use your beat, okay? So you have a beat advantage, right? Let's actually be very specific about what the issue is, okay? You have a beat advantage right now, okay? Here's what you do. 3, 2, 1, dive. Everybody focus Sombra. All right? Force Locator. Then we can send our Tracer into, like, literally chase a Translocator down. Because Pummy's Translocator is probably around here or here. Peel the dive or force a dive. Scout Locator. Whatever, peel the dive, then run in and beat on top of the Sombra, literally in their spawn, and kill the Sombra. Or do the same thing with Kiriko, whatever. The reason I say focus Sombra is because she's generally the easier thing to kill, and also the target that's going to punish you for rushing in negligently with beat, you know? But there are ways you can absolutely set up aggression. That was not it. Beat is not an easy ult to judge the moment. That is true. They proactively force hack, and see right there, this is where you could beat in, right here. You force Infekted in the back foot, we've scouted Sombra, we beat now, we clear Sombra, we then continue to chase Sombra afterwards with our cooldowns. Brig is too fragile in this comp. Brig, for Brig to be able to peel a dive, she needs some damage. Isn't Lucio easier to kill? You could do the same thing in Lucio as well. Yeah, you could. It just depends on where the Lucio is positioned. Yes, Patriot. Oh, that's a big stick. What's happening? I don't even know what's going on, guys. I don't even know where Boat is. Is Boat on the flank? Boat's on the left. Boat deepens on the left. So you see him briefly right there. Here he is. Here's Boat. I think Boat and Proper were doing on the flank, and then Boat sneaks up behind and sticks Proper. Wow. Yeah, this Shock team has a lot of talent, for sure. No, I can't see the full clip. I can't. Huh. Stop it. Don't do this to me. What happens with Hanbei? Oh, Hanbei just gets doinked by Finn. It looks like Trick Room was trying to set tempo here, so Hanbei's setting up aggressively to push, but Hanbei doesn't get the memo of when. So Infekted, look. Do you see the problem here, y'all? Hanbei's in front of literally everybody, and he goes before the EMP even hits. Bo posted the full clip on Twitter. I hope he didn't analyze it. I hope he didn't analyze it. Okay, I'll check it later. But yeah, this is some goofy timing from Trick Room.
The kills, and that's one of
That being said,
Hanbei takes a headshot from Finn. EMP back.
oh no way they survived this. No way. No, okay, good, we're good.
Gotta be denied and
I was gonna say that was a fat counter EMP from Heesing.
Shock stack the car and see if they can cap before Trick Room can get a good fight going.
I'm gonna lie, that one was kind of
You're not to analyze anything using the replay viewer.
we've come to expect the excellence from Hanbei. You get
Okay, so let's see what we got here. So,
Trick Room can get a good fight going.
I mean, here's the thing, guys. I'll say this and I'll leave it be. Is playing at 5 a.m. on ping a reasonable explanation for why they lost or cope? I mean, why not both? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that playing at 5 a.m. isn't a significant factor. And I'm also not going to sit here and tell you that playing at 180 ping, 190 ping is good. It sucks. That being said, a lot of what Shock is doing here is a lot of not great play, a lot of rust, a lot of goofy mistakes. This is not an accurate representation, I imagine, of how Shock will play this season at all. Because I trust the Shock organization. I'm sure the Shock organization will fix the goofy errors and some of the synergy mistakes and the understanding and the foolishness that they struggled with. And I also know that they're not going to be playing on 200 ping at 5 a.m. I think a lot of people, like, let me turn on the light. A lot of people are like, well, it's just cope, or, they suck, Trick Room. And a lot of people are like, no excuses, Shock should beat contenders teams, shame on them, whatever. Come on. Why not both? They could have played a lot better. They didn't play well at all. And they're not being on there at 5 a.m. It's never that simple, guys. It's never that simple. Just because you're a good team doesn't mean that you're entitled to win every game that you show up to. You know what I'm saying? There's clearly more issues here than just ping and but how much of those issues are from a fatigue, Like you guys, if any of you guys have ever, for crying out loud, you guys play Overwatch. You guys have queued into ranked games, and you guys know how you play when you're tired, or when you're frustrated, or tilted, or irritated, or high on ping. You know how when you're all up in your head, like let's say Shock is boomed from losing a couple of fights. You know how you play. You play it worse. A lot worse. Right? And don't sit here and tell me, well, they're pro players. Shut your mouth. Yeah, pro players are immune to all sorts of mental 18-year-old children are immune to any sort of mental game. They're iron. They're Terminator. I am Iron Rock. I am unshakable. No. I mean, come on, guys. Let's be honest here. Absolutely pains me. Well, they're professional players. They should. No, shut up. These guys are probably even more degen than you are. The pro players are usually even worse at dealing with this kind of stuff. Now, as they get better at competing and more experienced, they need to be better. But I'm just telling you, this is how it is. So there's a Kitsune rush. Honestly, kind of a weird Kitsune rush. I don't know where everybody is. I don't know where Sombra is. I don't know where Sombra is. Like, this is again the question of like I don't know where people are. Like I feel like Oh, I see it. You see it, guys? I somehow missed this. Look at this. He throws Locator, and I think he goes with Vendame on a mission. I think they're looking for Sombra. I just want the replay viewer, guys. They're looking for somebody. But strangely enough, I think Heesing's still back in his backline now. Like, Heesing's back now, and yet he's not doing anything. It's again another one of those situations where like nothing happens for a while, and I'm like, why is nothing dying? We're Kitsune rushing on point. The beat's not even here yet. How is Infekted not already dead? And it's like, not only is my Sombra missing, my Lucio is missing. Weird. Just weird. They do disengage the Kitsune rush, which is really good. Can maybe buy some time here. Max gets his bomb off, which is huge. Honestly, really not a bad... Like, how does Heesing die? I don't even know where who's Heesing is. Where's Pummy? Were they chasing... There's Heesing. Oh. Pummy went hunting. I think Pummy went hunting. I think they went looking for Pummy. I don't think they found Pummy. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. And then Pummy stayed there and went and got him. The hunter became the hunted. So there's a fight happening off screen up here, I think. Nice. That's a huge kill. That's it right there. And then a little bit of the Charlie Niner here. I want to know if this was like a true C9 or if this was like, ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not so sure on this one. Oh, Pummy dies though. Yeah, honestly, it was kind of a true C9. I actually think Shock wins this one if they don't C9. Yeah. Yeah. That being said, well played by Punny. Punny, I say. Pummy. Yeah, proper sewing. Yeah. Pummy. Now, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Do they swap off at some point? I don't get the Ramattra. Ooh, possibly Nodlin, yeah. I don't get the Ramattra. We talked about Ram versus Ryan and Brawlmere and playing to strengths, and you know, there's a lot of foolishness that you can pull from here. But I don't understand it on this map where people are not going to play Brawlmere, and if they do play Brawlmere, you're going to obliterate them with playing dive on second point. It ain't even going to be close. I don't understand why Shock doesn't just open up dive comp here. And even if you lose first, you play for second. There's just no way Ramattra does. I don't know if this is like a first point hold strategy or I don't know. I don't get it, because I see this and I'm thinking we're potentially three freaking swaps away. Not one, not two, three. Over half your comp is gonna have to swap for second point. I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, even like the Bap Zen foolishness was potentially, okay, you know, Bap to Brig, Ash to Sojourn, you know? That would be good Platinum. So I'm not sure, I don't understand. This composition is like Brawlmere composition, right? Where we're gonna play for more for flanks, we're gonna play to set up nades. I don't see this working super well versus dive stuff. At least maybe on first point it's okay. I don't know. Let's see how they execute on it instead of.
Pummy's angles here, to be honest, like getting some poke on the Ramattra is not going to be easy.
So there's the staging in the back line.
Pummy is the question. Infekted's probably going to have to do it. Maybe Boat is going to have to take.
Okay, let's slow this down. This is going to be really hard without replay viewer. So we've got proper high ground, Tracer marking flank with Ana. All right. Lucio floating. Proper on high ground. Ram holding here. Okay. The Tracer mark is okay. It's not one that you're gonna win necessarily, because it's an Ana pocket and not like a Discord, but it's okay. I feel like Proper will need Lucio peel, otherwise he's going to be a weak point here, because you will see ball stage from under, Tracer may or may not stage from here, and then creep back and then blink onto Proper, and Pummy will also have an angle from main. Trick Room just needs to take angles in these guys and just shoot them. I don't know.
I'm concerned about Pummy's angles here, to be honest. Like, getting some poke on the Ramattra is not going to be easy.
So they actually spend a lot of resources on the Tracer. So they spend Lucio, Tracer, and Ana to mark boat, which is whatever.
How do you buy this space for Hanbei and Pummy is the question. Infekted's probably going to have to do it. Maybe boat is going to have to take a huge amount of this space as well. I wouldn't mind seeing Pummy getting
Ana rotates back with Cassidy. Now it looks like Lucio Tracer. I mean, this is what we were concerned about, right? I mean, this is exactly what we were concerned about with this composition. Ball Tracer. Ball gets through. I mean, it's literally exactly how I drew it up. I'm in an ego moment here, okay? Well done. Tracer forces here, then doubles back, and then just blinks through here. Ball comes in from behind. GG's. And then because Pummy can sit here, this is a Pummy, I promise you. Thank you. Pummy can zone out the rest of the follow-up. Because like look at Vendame. Vendame's trying to come back to peel. Oh snap, Ash shooting me. I can't go back and peel. So now he's stuck. And even if they dive Tracer, if you're not quick enough on this, I mean, this is the only thing that they can do is run on top, and Hanbei is going to die. But how much is it going to cost them? Max is 1. Oh, Finn's dead. Max is dead. Lucio's dead. I don't understand. The only way that you could make this work as Shock is here's what you do. You'd have Tracer here marking with Ana pocket. Okay? From here. Not Lucio pocket. Okay? You'd have your you know, actually you could even do this. You could even have Ana here, Tracer here. Okay? Lucio cast here, Ram here. And the difference between this setup and what they did is just one person. It's this guy. Because Lucio's not going to be able to bounce back and forth when there's a Zenyatta, Bap, and Ashe standing in main. So what Lucio does is he needs to, ahead of time, position where he needs to go. Ana could pocket Tracer from range. She doesn't necessarily need to be on the Tracer to help. So she could pocket the Tracer from range and make sure that Boat doesn't take the single. So Boat doubles back here. Now, Ram Tracer walk forward when they see the dive with Heesang, right? Lucio casts peel off the ball Tracer. But the difference is because you actually have your Lucio peeling, and your Ana's not in the thick of it either. Your Ana can sit back here and pocket the dive as well. So instead of 2v2, it's a 3v2 with Ana, leveraging Ana's range. And in addition to that, you can also have your Ana's position also aggressively nade any rotation that the backline takes to help the Ram Tracer dive. What is going on? I'm trying to drop some advanced macro here, guys, and you guys are vomiting in my chat. Pummy, the yummy, Boat, the goat, Infekted, the neglected, Mate, the inmate. Blizzard arrested him for posting his replay. Hanbei, the highway. Hanbei? Is it Hanbei? The highway. Oh, Zen? No. Cassidy. What? But yeah, this is the play. This is the play. You control space like this. You control short sight lines with your short sight line heroes. You could even have your Cassidy peek out top if you want to be careful. But your Ana can't be in here. Because if your Ana's in here, like here's a problem with Ana Cassidy working together. If Ana Cassidy work together, if they get dove, the Lucio has to trudge his feet over to help, right? It's not a good setup from Shock. I don't love the comp, just given like, but given like probably what you know it's going to be on second point. But yeah, I mean you can see it right there. Like Vendame is literally doing literally Vendame is doing nothing. Vendame is now diving. Now it's just not good. It's a good setup by Boat. Good setup by Infekted. Pummy CCTVing from main was also really good as well. Hanbei the sensei? What? And then, I mean, surely these guys swap. And yeah, there it is. It's like, guys, why did we even play those heroes in the first place? I feel like that we might even see proper swap here at some point. Pulse bomb, but yeah. Cheers, Platinum. So, the nice thing about the Ana Cass is that, remember we talked about, like, forcing point, right? When you have heroes with actual range, it's a lot harder to do because there's really nobody on Trick Room besides Boat, and even Boat could just die pushing point. It's gonna be really, really rough. The problem with running Ana Cassidy is you are more vulnerable to dive. You don't have, you have range, but you lack mobility. You lack survivability. Yeah, so let's find out. How do they play this? Trick Room will probably try to force point till around here. And then they probably will set up some sort of a dive. I'm surprised to see Pummy staying on Ash. There's a lot more variability in where the fuel can occur. But, you know, I don't know. I'm honestly, I mean, I guess they're just playing for... even the bat... Like, this is a weird copy. These are some weird compositions, guys. I mean, we are getting a little bit of zoning on it. There's the cart push. Probably we'll see an attempt at a dive, ball tracer on high. But I feel like, you know, this ain't it, you know. They're trying to force point for further. You could maybe see like a BAP window here. Like, honestly, if you're Trick Room here, I think you're pretty comfortable just using like BAP window. You go for a pulse. Just throw some ult. See if we get the cart to like here, you know. See if you can get out nano. Because I can't imagine Trick Room's going to stay in this comp. So just use your ult to see if we can get some cart push. Yeah, there's the BAP window. There's the dive. It doesn't matter. They're pushing cart with it. Because remember we talked about how you could not be able to... I mean, it wasn't great value, BAP window, but it's alright. See, and this is the thing. It's like you hard zone backline with solo diva, and then now Boat is just getting hunted. Boat needs to be careful. Where is Boat? I think Boat just got... No, Boat did not get his recall for us. I don't even know where Boat is. Well, chat, we will just have to guess. Because we will never know where Boat is. I think Boat was underneath the other high ground, maybe? The copy pasta is on Twitter now? Well, that's great. As if that website could get even worse. I'll say one nice thing about the Ashe is it does make it kind of hard for the enemy team to contest you on cart, but I don't think that they need to contest you on cart. I think with the Ana cast, I think you can just, you know, shoot cart, and then Infekted just has to roll away. So I don't know. I feel like the whole cart plan is just not going to work so well. I mean, yeah, you can see it. In fact, they're going to have to set up a dive, but I just don't think Ashe does a whole lot because she's on the floor. You know, it's not like Ashe can't follow up a dive. Of course she can if she can see the dive, but you can't. I don't know. There's the Lucio swap, so that's good. That's gonna help a little bit. Set up our dive. Maybe we dive with Bob here? Weird Bob. Oh, they kind of big brain Max though. So like Max is thinking, okay guys, they're gonna clear top, they're gonna go top. I'm gonna sneak around behind. Oh, there's the Ashe, he's feeding. The Bob is used defensively, then Max gets caught overextending because he doesn't have mines. I don't even think he's gonna bomb here. Oh, he is gonna bomb here. I thought he was dead. Like, Trick Room really needs to find some way to contest top. Like, on a cast uncontested up top is gonna be rough. There's the dive up top, but it's desynced. Boat gets killed early. GG's. This is why dive timing is so important. You can't go before, because Boat just gets 2-tapped, right? You need Infekted to lead the charge. To take the sleep dart, then Boat goes in, and so on. But yeah, I don't know. It's ironic here because I was sitting here, you know, humming and hawing about Trick Room's comp, but yeah, okay, there's the swap. Thank you. Now we're good. Now we're good. Now we should at least have a decent chance of clearing top because we have a Sombra that can actually stage and assist with the dive. Now, if we can get our timing right, we should be good to go. What? I turned my head for a second, and Boat is dead. Oh my gosh. Proper. He headshots him right here, and then just dies. Jeez, this guy's... Jeez.
Was falling far too low and actually making an engagement that was well out of time with his team. Neither Hanbei nor Maple had any means of actually pocketing Boat on that angle, so a little bit of a timing issue here from Trick Room.
Wait a second. What did like they just say?
Boat on that angle, so a little bit of a timing issue. Nor Maple had any means of actually pocketing Boat on that angle. So, a little bit of a timing issue here from Trick Room. So, a little bit of a timing issue on that angle. So,
I heard those two words. That's my word. Those are my words. The words. No, I'm not disagreeing with leg day. I'm just saying that's like the Spilo thing. Angle and timing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or low-hanging fruit, or be like, chat.
Timing issue, at least not in the time bank. He's still got 3 minutes to get to point B. This Trick Room really got to focus this high ground.
So yeah, they really need to find a way to get to high ground because they're not gonna be able to force cart with it on a cast and high. If they were on like Propers on Tracer, Sombra, or whatever again, then they don't have enough damage to shoot them on cart. But yeah. No. It was no. There's the mines. Where's my Sombra? Yeah. Whoa, this is a lot. He's thinking that Pummy's not even there. Pummy. Oh. Been unfortunate timing from Trick Room. Pummy's out, and then they go in. So a bit donkey. That being said, Kiriko and mines. Oh no! How does he sing die? Where is he saying? He's saying on the flank. He's saying underneath. You see him, guys? You guys can't even see him. He's saying it's right here. He just walks into a mine. I want to see it. I don't. He walked into a mine. I want to see that.
You got the Kitsune rush. That's what you really got to.
Now it's kind of interesting that Shock actually gives up this high ground. I guess he gets booped, but yeah, I don't know. He walked into a mine.
Hanbei and Trick Room just commit to warding them Shock off.
He walked into a mine. There was definitely a mine in the floor. Yeah.
These buildings, and they have presence on the card, so that's being pushed along. just making sure that whoever's down there is safe, but Max reemerges, able to...
I don't like this from... I mean, it's tough for Shock, because Shock needs to play it slow until the Tracer gets back, but they really don't want to be in here, because you're on a cast, can't see anything or shoot anything. As soon as you can, they probably need to rotate to this side of the map to where they can actually get sightlines. Obviously, it exposes you a little bit to the high ground, but like if you kind of lean towards... What is this called? What is this called? This area over here? This is kind of where that area of the map you kind of want to lean to.
It's on the card, so that's being pushed along. Just making sure that whoever's down there is safe,
because this is so hectic for Shock. It forces the beat, then they beat. They do get out in open space. They miss the sleep dart. Fen dies. How does Fen die? What happens to Fen's HP? Good gracious. He gets melted. Or does the beat just decay? Does the beat just decay? The beat just decays, doesn't it? Kind of. Max kind of messes up his Matrix a wee little bit, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't have a lot of Matrix, but yeah, staying inside there was, and obviously Heesing's not here. I mean, everything just kind of snowballed because Heesing wasn't here. So we go inside, puts us at a disadvantage. That allows Trick Room to set up a nasty dive. We panic and beat. Trick Room beats second, and now we've used all of our resources, and Trick Room still has an active beat, and Finn's standing out in the middle of nowhere. So there's a lot of things that went wrong there.
Finn gets found. Just toss. Who used the sound barrier to re-engage outwards.
Yeah, it was definitely a headshot from Hanbei. Nice catch. Check out Hanbei or Hanbei's H. Look at his ult charge. 12. Bam, headshot, dead.
Infekted just tosses them around.
Nice.
In positions they're not comfortable in, and Finn gets
Mr. Bro Dude, the GOAT.
Through the flock. And Trick Room just have to finish off the fight on their terms.
Now, Cart isn't moving. Max does a great job to sit on Cart. Now, if we could die Cart here... Oh!
Killing things faster and having the
they could maybe hold high ground. Oh, wow.
Oh, proper knocked off by Infekted, and the EMP just catches him with a...
Could be winnable.
Gets rid of a big DPS threat. And now Shocked. They are going to...
Could be winnable. They will get a touch, though.
Hitting around, and Boat needs to make sure that he continues to fight. He sank in the zone of control of Hanbei, so that...
Oh, he's saying no. Oh, he gets hacked. That's it. And he gets hacked. I mean, that we can blame at least a little bit on that ping. Your Tracer can't get hacked. It doesn't matter if that forces recall. That can't happen.
No way. Hanbei gets
That's it. That's it right there.
Managing to get the hack is super important, and Max is already deep.
That's it. Skippity scap. Skippity scap. I mean, it was a decent EMP because it prevented Shock from being like, hey, this is winnable. This is no. Sit down. You know, it was pretty good. Optimally, their mate ball doesn't die, but yeah.
Map 3 from Trick Room. Not even the top seed coming out of North America going up.
Oh.
Huge for them. Boat.
Now, the Pummy swap to Cassidy is pretty cute too, because if you're thinking like it's harder to set up dives in this point, I think it's pretty reasonable, honestly. I think Cassidy is a good argument to be even better than Sombra, honestly, in this point. Like, there's not as much flanks, there's not as much high ground. Because the irony of high ground is that it's like a different angle that allows Sombra to operate outside of hit scan LOS. So like Cassie's on the high ground, but Sombra can play in a way he can't see him. But so I like Pummy swap here. Uh-oh.
Boat's been discovered.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's kind of a sketchy hero to want to duel again.
Ooh, that was sketchy. That was sketchy. Good stick, but sketchy.
Stuck, but maybe a Suzu came out. It was off screen if it did. Either way.
Oh gosh.
That stuck, but maybe a Suzu came out. It was off screen.
So how do people die here?
Either way.
I think proper move just.
Had to drop, and he's around the corner. Kitsune.
Proper dies. What? How?
Proper had to drop, and he's around the corner. Kitsune.
Bro, what's going on? So proper. What is happening?
I thought that stuck, but maybe a Suzu came out. It was off screen. If it...
Does Hanbei headshot him or a bunch of damage?
I thought that stuck, but maybe a Suzu.
Maybe it's Pummy.
Was off screen if it did. Either way.
I think it might be Pummy. Yeah, it might be Pummy. Because Pummy definitely shoots Finn as well.
I thought that stuck, but maybe a Suzu came out.
I just don't think Shock disengages this one that well. I think this again kind of comes down to like Trick Room just goes like, yeah, the no Suzu, but like Trick Room just kind of goes ape and just runs it down, and Shock just not ready for it. Like it's like Shock has ults to win this, you know? I mean, obviously Kitsune is stronger than High Noon, but like you can already see the problem here. Look at Lucio's position, look at Max's position, and then look at my poor Kiriko and Cassidy. That's the problem.
Even Kiriko's kind of a sketchy.
So there's your Kitsune or your Suzu. There's the mines. There's the split. Max probably is a little too slow to respond to drop. Yeah, he's too slow. But yeah, that's wild.
5v4 Trick Room. Don't have any other ultimates though besides a Sound Bear. Magic Meatball needs to play his life. Shock have way more tools in their arsenal.
They do keep the high ground though. Like, we keep Fan on high ground, and then honestly Trick Room is unable to control high ground, which is a big deal. They're not able to finish the fight off.
Have way more tools in their arsenal too. A self-destruct alone could catch Trick Room off guard.
Clearing Heesang off, forcing recall. So now if you're Trick Room, you're in a real bad spot. So you're able to get the cart forward, but Shock is able to just not completely lose the fight. And they haven't used much, if anything.
90 seconds left.
Shock just needs to kind of look for a pulse bomb here, and then reactively Kitsune. They might even push with Kitsune here. I don't think they want to because of beat, but probably Kitsune rush the second that Trick Room tries to do anything. Now Trick Room could bait this. Trick Room could bait this. Trick Room could walk forward, bait them to actually use the Kitsune, then disengage it. Oh.
For the Kitsune rush of Finn.
So Boat forces the duel a little bit. Does he have any help? He doesn't have any help. A little bit of help from his Kiriko. But then for recall, then that's it. Okay. Oh, that's a crazy Suzu. Check this out, y'all. Bang. That's it. Crazy fight by Fen right there. C9 incoming. I did see this. I saw the very last fight. I don't know exactly what happened, but I do know that a C9 happened.
The Reinhardt's so much better. The May's going to be able to control anyone who dares to come near. This needs to be a massive pulse bomb from him. He's going to be able to control anyone who dares to come near. This needs to be a massive pulse bomb from him.
There's the pulse. That is a big pulse bomb. I think Lamp is a great trade. Oh! Oh! I forgot about this. I can't even remember how they win. So Boat is on cart. Heesang is dropping and just gets logged. Kitsune rush. They DMAC Max in the Kitsune rush. Oh man, so many stars align here. So many stars align for Trick Room. The pulse bomb only forces Lamp, okay? It doesn't get a kill. Boat hits a good shot. Then they DMAC Max right as the Kitsune comes out. Shock is slow to pull the trigger. Then they get the kill on Max before the beat gets off.
Self-destruct from Max. Trick Room are okay for now.
Now all they have to do is clear. Oh, how does Infekted die?
Self-destruct from Max. Trick Room are okay for now. Last 14 seconds.
Proper is just murdering.
Or die. Magic Meatball Sound Bear is warded away and Infekted is gone. You don't have a front.
I remember this. Okay, so this is where we have a little bit of a mechanics gap here. Where if I remember a C9 happened here, but I remember thinking, why are Shock not dying here? And I think this is where you start to kind of blame a little bit of mechanics. The Shock, Trick Room is just not as good mechanically. They're just not. It's okay, Pummy. You don't play Cassidy. I think Boat and Hanbei, we can blame a little bit of everybody here. Because like,
working together with Boat on the
There we go.
Shock proper goes down. Pummy's gonna screenshot that one too. Max tries to matrix some of these lethality from
it's all right.
And Shock just have to play for respawns. They're much closer. As the blizzard from Boat hit the
Pummy, what were the comms like? It doesn't have anything to do with the replay viewers, so there's no leaks, right? What were the comms like? Yeah, Boat did build that blizzard fast. Please tell me. Please tell me somebody recorded comms for this match, or the VOD, or something. I beg. Yeah, I mean, Shock is just... trying to describe the best way to just... It feels like there's a lot of unforced errors. Crap. Wait, no way. Oh my gosh, guys. That's just disastrous. I'm sorry to hear that. Anyway, a lot of unforced errors, you know, a lot of desync, a lot of timing issues, struggling to like he's saying dying twice in a row to just random crap. Part of that we can blame on ping. Like I cannot understate how important both of he's saying deaths were on second point. I haven't seen it yet, no. First point, Shock trolled the lobby with their setup and with their peel. Second point, Shock legitimately died to good mechanics, good execution from Trick Room, and he's saying just having two really stupid deaths. Partly ping, partly not, whatever. Third point, I mean, we can blame Funny C9, but also just felt like the margin of error for Max having to bomb, and then Max, he's saying having another stupid death, and then the beat not saving Max. It's just, you know, a lot, unlike the first point, a lot of Shocks, unlike the Antarctic, which is where Shock won, felt like Shock just didn't know what they were doing. This one feels more like silly, goofy timing errors, and just maybe ping mistakes. You know, that's my take anyway.
Goes so well. I think it was like 110 meters to 60. Trick Room.
This is a really ambitious composition. I don't know if this is expecting Reinhardt. Might be expecting Reinhardt here.
I like the ham and dive much better.
Okay, once again, we're talking about poke here from San Francisco.
I didn't see this map, I don't think. I might have watched the last fight because I heard it was close. I had it pulled up, but I was working. I wish I could remember. I don't remember seeing this comp though. Do they swap? They must swap because there's no way this comp can work. Not in this map.
And of course, control of the bot here is going to be much easier for Max.
Pummy's not there though. What? Boat. Whoops. That's audio. I need. No way this works. So Pummy and Infekted, I've missed timings at least a few times. This is a big deal. Now, I understand Pummy doesn't want to necessarily go for proper. Like, Hanzo isn't exactly the best hack target in the history of the world. He's kind of scary, right? Hanzo is rough versus Sombra. But this is not great. Boat gets slapped. Everything kind of comes in at the same direction. We don't have a Sombra cut to distract backline. Yeah, it ain't great. Not a good dive. Kind of forcing it there. Great peel from Shock, but I would be shocked if they stayed on this comp. Shock.
Easily avoid Infekted's engage by utilizing the corner for cover. And this means that Max has a good amount of safety to work with.
Yeah, geez, these deaths from Heesing are killing me. Like they're really. This is partially ping, but I also feel like Like, you have to be so fast on the blink and recall cancel. Like, you have to be expecting it, right? This is a great play from Trick Room. Don't force backline if the backline is playing in Ornate. Clear the DPS, then make them walk forward, then go backline. That's so easy. Now set up for backline. Don't go infected. 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 That's a little bit early, but still reasonable. I mean, I want infected to go first, right? But the fact that Max gets that much damage pre-fight just means that there's just a slight timing issue with the dive. There's the Kiriko swap. There's the Cassidy swap. Okay. Bro thinks he's a coach. Never will not be funny. You choked, Joy. Unlucky. Proper just instantly headshots Bode on the flank. Check this out. Proper is like, all right, I know y'all setting up the flank, right? Blammo. Boat loses half his head. And then that's going to completely screw the timing of the dive. Infekted goes in by himself. I'm still confused about Pummy's timing. I don't even know where Pummy is. Pummy, where were you? See here? Because you need the Sombra here. I don't think playing for like a hack the Tracer play is good. I don't know. Oh, there's Pummy. Right of Cam. Oh, so it looks like they kind of rotate off camera for you. That's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, I feel like optimally you'd have your Sombra like here, you know? But I don't know. That's unfortunate. So this dive isn't particularly good. Tracer gets cleared early, so Boat has to go back. Infekted goes in by himself. Pummy gets his recall. Translocated Force really early. So not the best dive. It's going to give them a window to walk forward, but Heesang goes too aggressive. Like, Heesang just runs it in, and then that's going to force his recall. Some very messy timings from both teams here. That's going to open up mines. There's again hacked and killed again. Heesang is getting bullied. Pummy, you must have been purposely focusing on piecing at this point. This guy is actively getting bullied. Like, he has been hacked and killed, or like Slam out, baits that. Everybody can just disengage it. That's good. Yeah. I mean, if he's playing split like that, like Tracer's the easiest to kill if he's not reacting to it well, right? Like first off, Finn, I think, is probably playing overly passive with this positioning, but I don't know. Like, the Ana Cassidy is a weird one for me because you're playing Kiriko, or the Kiriko Ana, because you're playing Kiriko to like assist your off-angle pressure, to like assist your Tracer, but then is your Ana Cass just gonna die? I don't know. So this is really good for Trick Room. Like, Trick Room can now just go 3, 2, 1, dive, whatever. A Boat is getting... And then there's the dive, right? This is the Kiriko, the Sojourn. The Tracer messes up the timing, it doesn't matter. 3, 2, 1 angles. There's just no way that Ramattra, Cassidy, Kiriko on is the best in this map. There's just no way. Good stick. I can maybe see, like, a Brig Zen Cassidy Tracer with like a Diva, maybe, versus this comp, but there's just no way. Like, you can't set up your Ana on a good position, so your Kiriko has to like babysit the Ana way too much, which then gatekeeps how aggressively your Tracer can play. Ram without Lucio, yeah, exactly. That's another problem. Like, the Diva is a step up, but I don't know. Maybe the Diva makes more sense because then you can kind of play more aggressively as a Kiriko without having to worry to peel. Set tempo. Early MP. Whoa, there's a Nano Diva. Honestly, not horrible. The problem here is, so Hanbei TP's in as if we're committing to the fight, but we're not because they defensively nano and they peel off the dive. So this EMP is fine because it forces out Locator, or not Locator, it forces Suzu, it forces a counter nano, and so on. It just means that Hanbei can't go in with it unless it's a hard commit. You only can have your Kiriko commit on a dive when it's a hard commit. So you either need your Lucio to go in with us and beat, or something along those lines. You've seen it work? I mean, fair enough. I just don't see what Ram actually does in this comp. What does Ram pressure out? I think he's largely ignorable because he doesn't have the same. I honestly feel like, swear to goodness, that I would prefer a Reinhardt over a Ram. Because I feel like at least Ryan has more horizontal mobility with Pen than Ram does with Nemesis form. Ram does have early poke, so maybe there's that. Maybe the E. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, Hanbei hard commits when it was really just a trade for ult. So that's a bit of a mistake from Hanbei there, especially with the Lucio and Cart. There's no way that they can really hard commit there. So that's a bit of a sussy baka, and that should be it. Yeah. Whoa. They're just going. Oh, so much peeling. Oh my gosh. Then Hanbei uses the Kiriko ult. This is actually like really, really nice. Like, Trick Room just sees these windows where they get a little bit sloppy and they just run him over. I just don't like the comp. I don't like the comp from Shock on this map. So, they dive, they beat, forces Suzu, forces Kiriko ult, forces Nade, forces a big mess, full Matrix. Stick doesn't hit. And Heesing dies again. Something happens to Heesing. I think Hanbei headshots him. No, what happens? Oh, mines. Chat, Heesing runs into a mine! Again! Oh no! Heesing. Yeah, there it is, right there. Look, you can literally see it right there. He runs into a mine. Again. Shock actually peels this one somehow. And Heesing runs into a mine again. No. There's no way. Heesing is like getting absolutely dumpstered, whether it's ping, but Heesing has had at least 2 or 3 silly deaths. I mean, if you even think about first point, guys, do you remember when he got fire striked by Ryan and it got his recall forced? And then he also died to fire strike not much longer. There's been a lot of really stupid deaths. I don't think Heesing's Tracer necessarily is bad mechanically. Like, we haven't seen anything from his point of view, so I don't know how good his Tracer is. I assume it's probably fine, but there have been a lot of really, really avoidable deaths, which have been hard. Which is rough. Is it going to happen again? Please tell me it doesn't happen again. Ah, nope, he doesn't get hacked this time. He was ready for it. There you go, bud. There you go, bud. Now, what's going to happen here? EMP. There's the hack. Forces Suzu. Does that force Suzu? Yeah, it does. That's it. GG's. Oh. Even, like, you know you're dying if you're Pummy. You know you're dying, but it's worth it. We get a good hack on proper. And the problem here, here's the problem. I don't like that proper takes a solo angle and doesn't get help from D.Va, Ana, or Kiriko. That kind of ticks me off. Now, I don't know who to blame here, but you have to know that he's going to be a prio dive target, considering how aggressively he's playing and the fact that he's isolated. So what happens is not only does he lose high ground, which is probably inevitable, right? But then this forces this massive response. I think that was Suzu as well. And then freaking Vendame drops into his own Cassidy and just gives the fattest EMP in the history of the universe. You proactively control space as support so that you don't have to run and hide. You can toughen up and control space, right? The ideal play here would have been your Kiriko is playing to proactively take DPS, maybe even sitting with proper peeling, right? I mean, this is also why Lucio is good, right? But proactively healing, and so that this guy is able to not take so much damage, not get cleared, not get Suzu forced, and then even if he does drop, peel him, but don't run on top of him. Vendame can sit right here. There's no reason for Vendame to move. Sit right here. Sit right here. And then, if we get the EMP, Vendame dodges the EMP, heals it up, and then defensively nanos proper. Shock is losing the map hard. Part of it, I don't like the comp. I think the comp, at least on push, is too ambitious, okay? There's too many fragile parts in this comp. But that being said, by grouping up and running all the way, I don't think Suzu was necessary. You have a pretty good argument for that. The Suzu was panicked because Finn was not proactively supporting proper. So then there was a panic there. And that's the problem. And then that's it right there. I mean, that's it. Even if you trade your Sombra there, it's over. And that's a big fight to win, because that's going to allow Trick Room to transition the cart from that really, really awkward area to getting a little bit closer to getting underneath. Oh, okay. So there's a transition to Sombra finally. It's like we're piece by piece transitioning to a reasonable composition here. The Pulse gets eaten, but we actually catch Translocator. So we're like, he's saying dies. Oh my gosh. Like, where's Max? Like, another dumb death from Heesing, but this one I don't even feel like is his fault. What's going on? I guess Vendame is hacked, but for crying out loud, Heesing has to go, guys, heal me, please. This is just a bad look for Shock. It's a bad look for Shock. Yeah, that's where they split dive and Vendame and the Sombra, and Vendame gets all the peel and Heesing gets nothing. Yeah, what? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Max was peeling Vendame, but Finn was right there too. I mean, this is the thing. This is you have too many fragile pieces. So if something unfortunate happens to Heesing or proper, they're dead. It's over. Because we always have to baby Grandma. But Grandma hasn't done jack all. Your Ana has not done jack. You have no damage, no impactful nanos. There it is. There's the Lucio swap. So we're now 6 minutes in, and now we finally have a dive mirror. Like, I'm not picking on the Shock's initial comp position. I just don't... I don't know. It's hard because you roll out on the comp because you're expecting, I assume, Reinmir, right? But surely there must have been a time here. Like, let's look. Kiriko? Does Vendame ever die? Like, yeah, right now, Vendame, they need to swap. They need to swap right now. Right now. Proper, go Sombra, or Cassie, whatever. Vendame should not be on loose Ana. This right here was the mistake. Even if they want to keep Ram, because 90% ult, you do not keep the Ana. I don't think you keep the Ana. I think the Ana could work when you're controlling the high grounds, but I think these awkward other points, I think it's fragility. Sombra is appealing DPS over Cass. I mean, it's not even about... I think you could actually get away with the Cass, honestly. But yeah, Sombra would definitely easier because it would mean that your Diva and Kiriko can focus only on enabling the Ana. Yeah, oh, they don't have to worry about both of them. That's true, AFK noob. Alright, so let's skip ahead here. Bit of an awkward rollout from Infekted. He kind of scuffs this one up. Optimally, you roll right through Sombra here, displace her and slam here, and then we got a nice little flank Kitsune from Hanbei. He gets hacked though, unfortunately. Should be the end of the world. But obviously at this point in time, Shock is working essentially uphill old economy wise. Like, you know, this for this, right? But then this guy's got beat. This guy's halfway to his ult. This guy already has his ult. This guy's 70. This guy's 52. You're behind on everything except Pulse Bomb here. You know, so... Nice little flip from Shock. Mate Ball does get caught in location because he's on point. You have to be really careful versus the Sombra Tracer comp having your Lucio on point. You have to be so attentive to like hack. Even though he doesn't get hacked, he doesn't get out fast enough. He just straight up dies. It is really easy to isolate Lucio in this composition. So I actually think that like this idea from Trick Room was reasonable, but I think what I prefer here is Mateball to disengage this way and come up with his team and flip the map from there. Like Lucio getting isolated here is such a big deal. Like they literally just died to just essentially nothing. Like the plan from Trick Room wasn't even bad. Just the old execution was from Shock was just much better. All right, Pummy, what do you got? Oh, I don't know about these EMPs. Yeah, the Pummy should probably die for this. So Trick Room is a big fan of the all-in dive. And what I mean by that is they don't force cooldowns, they don't take angles or space, they just run it down. They're cheating. Remember when we talked about cheating, y'all? Because they're like, we have EMP, they have Jackal, let's just go. But the problem is if they're somehow able to play around it, avoid the EMP, and as you see here, only one person gets EMP'd, then Pummy doesn't have his locator. You have cleared no angles, you've cleared no space, and I think Hanbei actually translocates in. I might be wrong here, but I think Hanbei actually translocates in. So remember, Kiriko can translocate in. I'm saying translocate, can TP in, right? But you can only do that if people actually die. Oh, Max also gets hacked. Okay. Max, Hanbei locates in, gets hacked, and dies. And now Pummy has to disengage. I mean, this is really good from Shock. They really peeled this one out very well. Trick Room... I mean, Trick Room just don't have the dive fundamentals right now. They just have the more of the decisive 3-2-1 run in, kill a target kind of a thing. Yeah. Who are the standout players of this match? I don't know. What do you guys think? What does chat think? It's hard to see without POVs, honestly. And then now we're just isolating and killing out DPS targets. Like, so much of dive, guys, is just about clearing space. Forcing out DPS duels, winning DPS duels, clearing them out. And then when you win them out, you win the fight. Shock just kind of showing better dive fundamentals here. Yeah. Ooh, they're just gonna go. Now, 3-2-1 dive. How come that works for Shock here, but didn't work for Trick Room? First off, look at Heeseng's position. Heeseng doesn't have to check locator. Heeseng's already in the backline. Second off, 4-man EMP. Fifth off, they are immediately in there. They are on the corner, 3-2-1 go. That's a really good dive. That's a great EMP. And that forces beat. Phenomenal job. How on earth does Finn die? Finn should not be dying. So Infekted is on backline by himself. Okay. Vindame fails the peel ball. Finn just doesn't get a TP. I don't have replay viewer, but there's just no way Finn should die to a solo ball side. They push hard with the beat, which is obviously tough on Hanbei, or Finn, but Finn should have had TP. Finn probably got a Suzu forced by the slam, but no. Good job by Trick Room committing there. Being like, crap, we're down one, we need to get a kill here. I mean, honestly, for Trick Room, making lemonade out of lemons, you know, even though this fight is like not in a good position, there's no way that they should have actually even killed Finn there, or even made that even as close as it was, and forced beat. And then again, this is classic Trick Room. They just go, guys. They're Fins and Spawn. They're maybe even go hard. They're just so fast. Like there's no, Max was just not expecting that. There's just no. It feels like Shock is honestly getting caught off by the speed with which Trick Room plays. Trick Room's speed is not always very intelligent, but it is frightening sometimes. And then Vindame is trying to beat it, right? And it doesn't work. It's a terrible beat, completely wasted. So even though phenomenal play there by the trade Mateball, like they're just so fast. Like they're just so fast. So, tragic. Tragic. Now, are we going to do it again? I think we're going to do it again. Not a bad EMP. Definitely safer, and if they can focus proper in it. Now, again, a little bit of ping here. Because optimally, you know, proper should be able to dodge that. Somebody would be able to dodge that. Oh, man, that is too fat of an EMP. Shock needs to position better around that. No way that a Sombra walking into the front line and pressing Q should just immediately give you 2 kills. Shouldn't happen. But phenomenal for old economy for Trick Room. I mean, the pace of play is just Shock is just everything. And here's what happens in Owl. The level of play. Okay, let me give you guys an analogy. When Goats first started, the Rhine Goats composition back in 2018 or whatever, you played it and you just ran over people. You didn't play for angles, you just heal spammed and ran over people. And then what happened is then, as teams got better at Moira Goats, they started to go, hey, we could play this with Ana, and we can play in the mirror, play slower, and heal our off angles, right? And do damage and control, and play it a little bit more patiently and control space, because we can play angles and slow it down, and if we can slow it down, Ana's better. And then people are like, you know what, screw that. We don't even need half of Ana's healing. Let's slow it down even more and play Zenyatta and really play for off angles. You know, discord their diva so that my diva wins the duel, and Trance is a better ultimate. And they just slow it way down and play for angles in space, right? Angles in space, angles in space, angles in space. But then you guys remember Vancouver? Hey, Epic. Vancouver would sometimes roll out on Ana Goats. Like, they would devolve back to Ana Goats. And against some of these like not so good Zen Goats teams, they would just run them over. They'd just run them over. And people forgot the reason, like how to deal with the initial tempo of Goats. You get to like such an evolution of understanding of like how to slow the game down and playing angles that you forget how to play it when people don't play by your rules. Like, Shock is better at controlling space and marking, and at least in the dive mirror, right? They have a better understanding of it. But Trick Room doesn't care. They're just running you over. And if you don't know how to deal with that, then you're going to struggle. Because Shock are pretty good at winning the angle versus angle macro game. But as soon as it gets down and dirty, like, Trick Room is dragging them down to their level. And Shock doesn't know what is it. They don't know what to do. And I do want to say that this is where ping becomes a little bit more of a factor, because when you're talking about that quickly, theoretically, if you go back to this EMP, this is what I'm talking about, okay? Pummy just EMPs frontline. He just doesn't care. Just EMPs. This is very dodgeable. Very dodgeable. It's very dodgeable. But Shock doesn't do it. Right, exactly, Pummy. You can't beat Shock at their game. You just can't. They're better players mechanically. They understand the game at a higher level than you guys. They're more experienced. So you don't play them to their strengths. You fight dirty. You fight even a little bit dumb, respectfully. And what's funny about this is a lot of Overwatch League teams should learn from your example. Last year, there were a lot of teams that played fair, and they weren't good. They were not very good mechanical teams. They tried to play the meta. They were bad. And you knew they were going to be bad. You knew they were going to be bad, and they proved you right. I posted this on Twitter the other day. What's that? What's that Sun Tzu quote? I've read The Art of War several weeks ago, finished it up, and one quote, I was going through it, and it says, if the smaller side battles stubbornly without taking its strength into account, it will surely be captured by the larger side. If you don't fight dirty, whether that's in a composition or a strategy or finding a way to lean into your strength differently, you're going to lose to teams that have Proper and Finn and Max and Heesang and Vinde. You will not win. Do you think this game style will work if Shock had low ping? A lot less. I mean, it's still like a shot in the dark, guys. It's still a total shot in the dark, right? But there were a lot of teams last year, and there are going to be teams this year as well. I promise you, that are going to refuse to do anything but try and play the meta, and they're going to suck. Not going to adapt, not going to try and fight dirty, and they're going to suck. Congratulations. You played fair. Enjoy the 0-14 record. Okay, I'm totally distracted. So, really all Trick Room is doing here is they're just dumping ults here. They need to get this cap. There's the Kitsune Rush. There's the mines. I cannot understate how important this is. I don't know who this is. I don't know if it's Boat. Somebody is on Heesang right now. Maybe it's Hanbei? Who's here? Yeah, it's Boat. Really important scouting right here. I don't know if this is luck or if this is on purpose from Boat. Boat does have pulse bomb, so he might have been going for backline, but forcing Heesang out here could be the reason why Trick Room wins this. Because this EMP is going to be the difference maker for Shock, and they don't have it. Meanwhile, Max is now out of mech. Now, Mate Ball does get caught. Oh gosh, chat. I mean, that's huge. That I cannot understate how important the fact that Max gets demeched before the EMP comes out is the reason why they lost this fight. Because you're essentially playing a man down immediately, and that's it. Exactly, quack like a duck. I'm glad that you guys took the important thing away from it. Exactly. It's kind of funny. It's like you could look at it two ways. The better team has an inherent advantage because the enemy team is not very confident and scared. So then they automatically play worse, and then they confirm that they're lost. But if the enemy team doesn't play scared, it does something a little bit unpredictable, then the better team isn't expecting it and doesn't know how to deal with it, and so then they play worse. I would go as far to say that it's almost impossible to have a game versus a David, almost impossible to have a David and Goliath matchup ever be fair. Never will be fair. There will either be somebody choking or somebody stomping. Because there's so much mental, unless you're having like two robots, right? There's too much mental shenanigans that goes on, you know, between that whole dynamic. There will always be more upsets than there should be. And the David will always get curb stomped worse than they should. It's just Lucio just insta-dies. Yeah, I mean Lucio isolated is such a rough thing, and and nothing was used from Shock, which is you don't love to see it from Trick Room. Amari Pepper cameo. Amari, come here, or Pepper cameo, yeah. One pet or the other. One pet or the other. Wow. I was waiting for that. Oh no.
I bought this broom for $8.99 today.
She bought a broom.
Sweeping away all the Spilo's trash.
Wow, rude. That sounded so...
I'm so sorry.
What? You guys saw that, right?
Twin longer. I'm sorry.
Somebody please clip that. Please, I'm begging you. For my lawyers.
I was trying to be funny.
Oh my gosh. It's the funniest noise I've ever heard in my life. Bonk. Okay, yeah, Shock is, I mean, Shock has to be really careful here. Okay. I don't know what you do here. Oh, they okay. Pummy lives, gets a hack on Lucio. Oh, hi. Hi, Graham.
Somebody asked for a cat, so.
There's your cat.
Well, you didn't think me hitting Spilo with a broom was funny though? Cat.
Okay, I mean, this is it. This is it, guys. Heesing is trying to look for the Ajax and Mate Ball, but they get the hack in Vindame, and he doesn't get the cat. This is actually such a cool thing. Check out Mate Ball. Look at Mate Ball. Mate Ball is just chilling. Look. Oh my gosh. The margin of error here. How does Vindame get hacked? Vindame is here. Vindame's on the floor. And again, I hate that. I don't want to blame Ping here, but obviously I don't know if Vindame. I mean, that's tough, you know. Oh my gosh. Where's Finn's Suzu? Did he use it on the initial hack? He probably did. Because if you're going to beat here, you need hard Suzu. And here's Infekted rolling through, booping Finn away, which then enables Vindame to get they get the kill off. Oh my gosh. What a combo. That's it. Holy crap. I know. I don't know where the Suzu was. I don't know if that was a misplay from Finn. I don't know if it was a misplay from Vindame. Again, we just don't know. 99.5 indeed. So he's saying definitely not a good series. Vindame also not a particularly good series. Proper had a tough first map. Besides that, okay. Shock definitely struggled versus the tempo. They struggled with the fighting dirty. They just didn't know how to handle it. I mean, what a game. I mean, we're going to be talking about that one for a long time. Long time.